What's going on, people? How we feeling? What do you guys want to talk about? Huh? A lot of things going on. Yes, indeed. A lot of things going on. Let's get into it. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, taking your phone calls tonight. And if you're on the replay crew, we love you too. Leave a comment. Check out the Super Thanks comment. Make sure before you leave, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it.
Wake up, it's wake up, wake up, get up, cash your checks and get up.
Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button before you leave. Remember, join my live stream, subscribe today. We do lives 3-4 times a week, and you'll get all the information you need. Karen Reed, free Karen Reed, at Karen Reed. Peace and love. Can we all agree that this case been fuckery from the rip, from the jump, from the start?
Certainly, it's not consistent with getting hit by the car. I mean, you can't deny the science and the physics as to what would have happened if he was struck by the vehicle.
Living in the streets, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. So they see my pain, so they name drop, dry snitch. Fucked in the game, the glam and the glitz. What's the price on fame? This crazy life of ours. Yeah.
I'm running through the alley, getting the alley. Hop at the second of sundown, no front from January on down to December. I'm loving the burst of the month. Wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, cash your checks and get up.
It's not a prosecution, it's a persecution of Karen Reed. Yeah, we remain hopeful.
How we doing out there tonight, people? How we doing? You know how we start this off, how we usually do it. If you had one word to describe Karen Reed, what would it be? I just need one word from the people out there. One word to describe Karen Reed. Short chat, people. Let's get into it. One word. Let's go. Just need one. Resilient. I like that. Strong. Brave. Indeed. Indeed. Unbreakable. Yes. Join chat, people.
Kick the doors out. Kick the cockpit door down. I am not the chosen one that you speak of. I am not. The only one.
And with that being said, Fuckery Donuts is now open. How we feeling tonight, people? How we feeling? Crazy week of Karen Reed news. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to open up the phone lines. We're going to talk. You know, on these live streams, I always talk about the sound bites, the 2020, the Dateline, the Vanity Fair. Recently, we heard that Hank Brennan is going to go for her father, right? Karen Reed's dad. Try to pull his phone, try to pull the Fox News, things like that, and see what he had to say and try to trip him up. And maybe they're going to use it as leverage, right? Like, Karen, your dad did something bad. If there is something bad, which I don't think there is, but I'm just saying, is that the reason? That's a question. Is that the reason? Karen, coming after your dad, you might want to say something. So I always spoke about the sound bites, and we all know them sound bites are old. And recently, Vinny on Court TV got down with our boy Pleblin, and they did a whole show about the sound bites. The sound bites been making their way around, huh? Just like your man J.F.K. said. Been talking about these sound bites, how it could come back and it could hurt Karen Reed because they're 18 months ago. And she probably was told back then to keep everything on the hush. Do we need a new sound bite? Now, many of you are going to say, J.F.K. She can't talk. They won't let her talk. She can't talk. Okay. She already did talk. And that's my point. She already talked 18 months ago. Me personally, I think we need a new soundbite. But everything that's going on, the whole Supreme Court, Hank Brennan, the new DA, he doesn't think Whitey Bulge is a rat, but he thinks she's guilty, only making $75K. A lot of things, right? Yo, 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 yo. What up, Kelly? How we doing, Kelly? Unless Trump greenlights Levy to move forward with this case and there'll be no federal intervention. Okay. And we got a new president, right? I haven't been with you guys for about a week. You guys could check my video out that I just dropped, Pot 18, of this whole Karen Reed thing. I get more into depth about the smoking gun, how I think we need a soundbite to get traction towards that waterfall video, because I feel that we're not talking about it enough. And the question is, why ain't we talking about it? Is it because Karen doesn't want to open up that bag of worms about Higgins? She's embarrassed? Because if the fight was over Karen, which I believe it was, and maybe other things too, definitely, right? Could be. Maybe she just doesn't want to open up that bag. But guess what, Karen? The bag's already been opened. Where is James tonight? I don't know where James is. I actually talked to him. I told him to jump on the live. He said, all right, I'm going to get back to you. And he kind of ghosted me. But, you know, that's okay. We'll get back to it. But nothing but love to James. JFK, thoughts on Sean's week? Whew. Ryan Ortiz, what's up, nephew? What's up, buddy? Free Karen Reed. Let's get into the Court TV with Vinny talking about the sound bites that I speak of and how they're trying to trip her up on the Vanity Fair, how they're trying to trip her up. They're trying to combine them all, right? And see, and I know the variations ain't that too far off, but the question is, they never talk about the waterfall video. Come here. Seen John O'Keefe. Come here. Come on, bring it on. Seen him drinking the beer like this. Seen Chris A hang around. We've seen Higgins throw up his hands. 11:32. Excuse me. 11:32. There was a text. 11:47, 11:55. They're throwing punches. Then they shared a kiss. Him and Big Bad Brian A. Right? 11:58. What's up, man? 12:20. You come in here? Shortly after that, no one heard from John O'Keefe. Isn't that the smoking gun? I don't know. Y'all let me know. It started at the waterfall, didn't it? Why are we not talking about the waterfall? See, me, that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm going to bring every single time. It might get to the point where it's like, please stop talking about the waterfall. But to me, this whole case is about Brian Higgins, Big Bad Brian A, coming back from New York, talking about the whole Karen Reed thing with Kevin in the back. Hey, would you believe, man? Got with the chick Karen. I left John's house. She told me to come back. The kids were sleeping. We were watching the Patriots game right under John's nose, Brian. She's telling me that she likes me. She came over my house. It got a little weird. She started talking about John. I told her she got to go. Hey, that's funny. That's funny, right? Higgins, let me call my brother Chris. He's more cool with John O'Keefe than me. Hey, Chris, what's going on? Did you see John O'Keefe around? What's going on with him? Is he with Karen? Hey, by the way, Big Bad Brian A, brother, I just seen him walking to CF McCarthy's. He's with Karen. He is? Yeah, he is. All right. Well, we're all getting together later to go down to the waterfall for little B's birthday, little Brian's birthday. Tell him to come through with Karen. Yeah, let's see how he reacts when Higgins is there. Oh, I can't wait to see this. That 4-hour ride. Maybe it was 5 hours, right? Sometimes it's 3.5 hours, but could have been 5 hours with traffic, depending on when they left. It's a long ride, hyping themselves up. Now they're tanking. They want to see the outcome. Big Bad Brian A's telling Higgins, listen, if you feel a certain way about this guy and you feel you need to tell him what you did, just be a man and say it. What are you, afraid? Reasonable doubt. 13 Kings, what up? Got 162 people in the room. Let's watch this video real quick.
First at CF McCarthy's in downtown Canton, Massachusetts, then at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, and finally inside Karen's SUV in front of Brian Albert's house, who was having an after party with a bunch of the folks who were at the Waterfall. The big question is, what happened to John O'Keefe after he stepped out of Karen's car? Did Karen run him over, or was he killed by someone at the party? The jury couldn't figure it out, so a mistrial was declared, and now a new trial has been scheduled, and Karen Reed is speaking out about her case and about what happened that night.
What a case, what a story, what a trial. So as we wait for the Massachusetts Supreme Court to make their decision, we wait for the retrial to begin. Karen Reed has spoken out and spoken to Vanity Fair. A reporter with Vanity Fair was basically embedded.
Now, people who say that Karen Reed can't speak, she did speak to Vanity Fair. Now, I'm going to give you my insight on Vanity Fair. They dropped that on October 29th, right? Let me do this. They dropped that on October 29th, the first version. The first story, right? And then on October 30th, they dropped the second half, right? And then the next day was Halloween. She's in the dress. Now, you're giving the other side content to play with. They already look at her as this diabolical person, right? That set this all up. They already look at her that way, right? Now they have this footage. She's sitting there with a dress on in the middle of the woods with no shoes. Why? Why did they take that approach? Me personally, this is what I mean about the PR team. Me personally, I would have dropped it around Christmas. Everybody's happy, putting up the Christmas tree. Just came from Target. Got themselves some ginger, coffee, some tea. Everybody's feeling good. Yeah, I should have dropped it then when everybody can feel it. Halloween, everybody's thinking about mayhem, blood, murder. I wasn't really feeling that, to be honest with you.
with Karen Reed for several days and wrote this really interesting article. So what I want to do for you right now is show you an excerpt from that article from Vanity Fair as read by our producers.
Beyond a bar run in the week before O'Keefe died, he had never really socialized with Albert, even though both were BPD, living in Canton, and had McCabe in common. Albert had an alluring reputation. He helped unmask the Boston Strangler in 2013 and capture the Craigslist killer before that. The night he died, O'Keefe was eager to join up for a nightcap. When he and Reed arrived at 34 Fairview, though, she wondered whether they were at the right address. There weren't many cars in the driveway, and Reed felt uneasy. McCabe had conveyed the invitation, so Reed wasn't sure how welcome the couple actually were. O'Keefe said he'd check out the scene and report back. But minutes passed without a word.
I got pissed,
Reed tells me now. She knew that a woman O'Keefe used to hook up with lived a few houses down the street.
He's got to be screwing around,
she thought.
I didn't.
This is what you thought, though, Karen? You really thought that? You really thought that, though, Karen? You thought that for real? You thought he was... I didn't think he was physically, after about 10 minutes of wait, and incapacitated, right? You thought he was screwing around when you dropped him off. Where did he go screw around? And that just doesn't make sense. This is what I mean about these sound bites. I got mad, so I left. Were you really mad about Higgins, though? Was you thinking that when he goes in that house, he's going to connect with Higgins, and they're going to go through the text messages of how you've been acting, and your spot was going to get blown? Because if that's the truth, right, Karen? If that is the truth, just say it. We won't be mad at you. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is what you really thought. Maybe this is what it is. I just find it hard to believe you think he's messing with a girl down the street right before a blizzard's coming. The kids are home. He's gonna walk down the street to a chick's house with you right there. Why wouldn't he just go back to the house with you and say, all right, just go back to Mansfield and then go back to the girl's house later? Like, these are the sound bites that just don't make sense. That's why we need a new sound bite to have a reaction to these sound bites. Now, I seen somebody say in the chat that, JFK, I'd like to hear about your time at the state facility you spent time in. We're not talking about that. Someone just said that the Vanity Fair was shot in the spring. Okay, but it looked spooky. It looked dark. You're giving the other side content to run off of. Like, seriously, if I was with Karen, I'd be like, hey, they're going to drop this right before Halloween? Murder? You're going to drop a person who's charged with murder and tell this dark story, this spooky story right on Halloween to add to the fire to the other side. Why? I'm just speaking common sense. I wouldn't do that.
Didn't think he was physically incapacitated.
After about 10 minutes of waiting, Reed drove to O'Keefe's house.
Now, she didn't testify at the trial, but that's her story to Vanity Fair about what happened that night. Which brings me to my next question in our investigation. Does Karen Reed's story make sense? Does it jive with the evidence that we saw over the course of months during the trial? Does this story of Karen Reed's, as she told Vanity Fair, does it?
Anybody that's just tuning in now, everybody that's watched my lives, I've been telling you that they're going to take these sound bites. This is the direction they're going to go. I've been talking about these sound bites. This is mainstream media. The casual person is watching this right now. This is what they're watching. They're not watching me. They're watching this. Does she need a new sound bite? Taking phone calls soon. Let's get back to it.
It makes sense. Joining me, criminal defense attorney Peter Ellikin and the creator behind the Yellow Cottage Tales YouTube channel, Kevin Lenahan. Great to see you both. Thank you so much. Kevin, I'll begin with you. As you listened to that story, read the story, Karen Reed's version, big picture, does it make sense to you?
Well, I don't know why she'd be wondering whether he was incapacitated when she got home or when she woke up from the nap. It seems very strange to me that she would ever have that thought. I mean, as far as she should know, he should be either drinking at the after-hours party still, or maybe if she's suspicious, thinks he hooked up. But the other thing is, this article might have made sense a year ago to at least entertain it. But we've had the information from the trial, and the GPS shows, without a doubt, that John's phone did not go in the house. Yet it was found underneath his body at the far edge of the property, which is 80 feet from the driveway. And Karen tells us inexplicably that she watched him walk across the threshold into the house. So how did the phone get to the far edge of the property? And that phone stopped, it moved for the last time at 12:32 and 16 seconds. So not very long after John allegedly would have walked into the house. So there's just so many other aspects of this. This article felt to me like it was written by Karen Reed.
Yeah, well, she's embedded and I guess trying to get Karen Reed's story. So let's do this. Let's take a listen, though, because part of the story is that she was waiting for John O'Keefe and she got angry. So let's take a listen, Peter Ellikin, to some of the voicemails that Karen Reed left for John O'Keefe that night.
Now,
let me just say this, people, right? The casual person is watching court TV right now. They've never seen this case. This is what they're watching. You see the way they're putting this all together? You see the way they're putting it all together? Right before the trial? April's going to be here before you know it, right? And that's if they even get a continuance. They might push for January. They might say to hell with it, depending on how much damage the mainstream media does and how things flip and go into the Commonwealth's favor. What if they did find something in Bill Reed's phone? Nothing that's a crime, but anything to fit their narrative. Let me be clear, nothing that's criminal, but anything to fit their narrative. Same thing with the Lexus computer there. Anything to fit their narrative. It might not be 100% accurate, but if they can piece it all together and it can fit their narrative and they just go for January and hit them on the snake eyes, the sneak tip, because this whole case been snake bitten, right? And the only way to fight a snake bite is maybe a sound bite. I don't know, man.
Now, as far as this first voicemail, what time did this occur?
12:37 a.m.
And with the court's permission, if I could play that for the jury.
Yes.
Third message, what time is that received?
12:59.
John, I'm telling you, nobody knows what the he wants.
With regard to the fifth message, what time was that received by Mr. O'Keefe's phone?
1:11 a.m.
Yes, 1 in the morning, I'm with your niece and nephew. You're
And the sixth message, sir, what time was that received by Mr. O'Keefe's phone?
1:18 a.m.
John, I'm going home. I cannot babysit me. I need to go home. You have youth in me right now. Another girl, he's sleeping next to me. You're a loser. So,
The seventh message, sir, what time was that received by Mr. O'Keefe's phone?
5:23 a.m.
Peter Ellikin, as we listen to those voice messages, is that kind of in sync with what she's telling Vanity Fair about her being angry?
Yeah, actually, I think, some people would listen to that and say, oh, that puts her in a bad light. She's using expletives. She seems really angry. If anything, if she knew that she killed him, why would she be doing message and increasingly angry? Where are you? Why aren't you getting back to me? I'm getting angry with you, on and on. That sounds like somebody who is not aware that he is, that he's dying somewhere. So I think if anything, that would exonerate her. I think, when you look at all the evidence in this case, and I'm not going to go through the long laundry list. I've never seen anything with so many moving parts in it. But we never saw a smoking gun on this case, did we? Like, oh, this got it nailed, or this absolutely exonerated her, or this nailed her, dead to rights, and she's.
No, they don't have a smoking gun. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. The reason why I came into this whole Karen Reed thing. This is an upfront seat to how the Commonwealth of Massachusetts does business. It's a big business. 50 bag a week at Canteen. That's $2,500 a year. You do the math on all the inmates. Yeah. Big business. Now, people that I know, they do crime, but that doesn't mean they should sign green sheets and get all these charges on their record and then get caught in a revolving door they never can get out of and get probation officers who judge them, especially with the fentanyl epidemic and the opiate epidemic that hit from 2008 to like 2014 before it turned to fentanyl. You had the OCs, the Oxycontin, where everybody made money. You just have one in your hand and say, hey, I got an Oxycontin, and it would just come out of your hand. They would sell themselves, literally. And people didn't know how bad they were. Kids were just getting hammers and hitting them with a hammer and sniffing them. Now, me, I never did none of that stuff. I never sniffed anything. I never did any drugs. That's not my thing. But I had friends that did it, and I used to be more judgy on them back then. I couldn't believe, how could you be sniffing that shit? You overdosed? You died? What? And you're still doing drugs? What the fuck is wrong with you? But then I realized after losing so many people to this fentanyl, that it started from the opiates, from the fentanyl, I realized I don't hate the addict. I hate the addiction. And I learned. So the corruption is all, this all goes into it. It's all the same shit. It's all gumbo. It's all mixed in. And this case right here starts dialogue about everything, from the juveniles to the girls that get locked up, to the whole system. It starts dialogue. That's why I got into it. Period. So this is what the casual people are watching. They're watching court TV right now, and they're watching this. And they're pushing the narrative that Karen, if you watch this, what did you think? If you watched so far watching this, people, do you think that she didn't do it? I mean, this guy tries to throw her a bone and say, hey, why would she do it if she was crying? She's upset. She's panicked. I don't know. He tried to throw her a bone. People in here know the in and outs of the case. Many people don't. Many people would think she's panicked because she just did it. This is on court TV. I don't know.
She's guilty. We have a lot of little pieces of things, but I think that's one of the reasons why they couldn't convict. That there was she was either found not guilty on two of the counts, and they couldn't come to an agreement on the other, or if they were deadlocked on all three. But I think there's a reason for that. That the evidence just wasn't there to convict.
Let's take a listen to something else, Kevin. I want to play this. This is the testimony of Brian Higgins, who's at the bar before the after party. He also goes to the after party, and we know that there's a little bit of a history between Karen Reed and Brian Higgins. Let's watch.
Let's watch. I lost my train of thought the last time I spoke, so let me just say it. Right before this, the gentleman, the lawyer, said there's not a smoking gun. Now, yes, the waterfall video, when he's talking to Higgins, come here, come here. Higgins is saying, come here, and John O'Keefe says, you come here. And then he's drinking his drink, the whole thing. We've seen it. Jen McCabe acting real funny, and Big Bad Brian A there. The text messages, the kiss. Are you coming here? Right before something goes down. Karen Reed behind John O'Keefe's back texting. Ego's a funny thing, right? It's not the smoking gun, but it's reasonable doubt. It's big reasonable doubt. It's motive. It shows you that there was a potential fight. The question is, did it spill over to Fairview Road? That's the question. So it kind of is a smoking gun in my book. It's more than what I've seen so far. Now, don't get me wrong. How Long to Die in Cold? People are saying, the computer people are saying, that didn't happen. And the people who own the company are saying, we updated the system. And because that's the smoking gun right there. And the text messages between Big Bad Brian A and the ATF agent Higgins. Oh, I butt dialed them. Well, I butt dialed them and called them back. That's crazy. There's a lot. So when you add them butt dials at 2 a.m. and then you add this video footage and you add how Jen McCabe was acting, it is kind of like a smoking gun. But they don't show that bar footage. They still don't even show it here. Check it out. They still don't show it.
Watch.
But she did not greet you, did she?
I think they kind of went like that in different directions.
Right.
Yes.
Did she greet you?
No.
Right. So she walked over toward the corner of the bar, and John came over and greeted you, and then walked over and joined her, correct?
Yes.
Karen didn't stop what she was doing once she was over in the corner of the bar and come over and say hi to you?
I didn't have any interaction with her that night, no.
So safe to say that throughout that evening, once she was sidled up next to John O'Keefe or friends that she was with, she never turned back around and came over and even acknowledged you, correct?
That's correct.
So she basically ignored you the entire evening?
That's not how I interpret it, no.
I didn't ask you how you interpreted it. I asked you what she did. Did she ignore you or did she pay attention to you?
Objection.
You can go ahead and answer that. Did she ignore you?
No.
All
Yeah,
right,
she
this
did.
is some of the video from inside the Waterfall Bar and Grill. Kevin Lenahan, do you think this is in sync with her not wanting to perhaps go inside the house at the after party because it might be a little uncomfortable after what happened between her and Brian Higgins?
Sure, you can start to loosely patch it together, and it looks like potentially Higgins felt a little bit jilted at this point and was interested in her, and that would have made her uncomfortable. Of course, in her Dateline interview that was aired a couple of weeks ago, she made it seem like she was waiting for John to say, "Hey, it's okay, come on in," which doesn't really make sense. In fact, in that interview, she said that she texted John to see if it was okay and called him. But the phone records show that that's not true. She didn't text him until closer to 1 o'clock, about 15 minutes after she got home. And the first phone call was at 12:33, where she got home at 12:36. She was almost certainly on the road at that time. So the story is ever changing, but you can kind of try to piece together something, I guess, that can look like someone else had a motive to kill him. But the simple fact is that.
Plebland, what's up, buddy? It's me. It's JFK, man. How you doing? Good to see you on Court TV, man. Good for you, man. I hope you're feeling well. Hope everything's all right with you. But listen, why didn't you mention the video, the real video? Why don't you just be real and be like, well, there's a part of that video that shows that there was a potential fight. The question is, did they fight? Why don't you keep it all the way 100? You're saying, maybe there was something. Maybe, maybe you could piece it together. There's a part of that video that wasn't shown. And before you did the show with Vinny, I'm pretty sure you talked to him. Why don't you tell him to play that video? Why ain't they playing that video? 11:58, the summation. Alan Jackson, he said it. You watch this. You watch me all the time, Plevin. You might be watching right now. Your boy Jeff's in here too. Nothing but love for everybody. I came into this game by myself, and I'm leaving this game by myself. Respect to everybody. When I post these videos, it's under entertainment. I'm here to entertain. It's my perspective. I'm having a little bit of fun. Hope you entertain, Plevlin. And I see you on Court TV. You on the real shit, man. You on the real shit, bro. You on fucking Court TV, man. Damn, Plevlin. You on Court TV, bro? Holy shit. When you go to the bar, when you leave, when you go to the bar tonight, you at the bar tonight? Everybody's saying, hey, Kevin, I see you on Court TV. You're doing your thing, boy. Yeah. Ain't you, Kevin? Kevin.
Data shows and the physical pieces show that matches it perfectly to her car. And I don't think there's going to be a way to get around it if the prosecution puts that together better in the second trial. The very evidence that they have, they just have to present it better.
Now, the other thing from the Vanity Fair article seems to be there's a theme of jealousy, that she thinks that John O'Keefe maybe is hooking up with one of his exes at the after party or in one of the houses in the neighborhood. And that came out through the testimony of Jen McCabe, who was driving with Karen Reed that following morning to look for John. Let's take a listen to that testimony again.
She just continuously screamed that. And then as we got by different landmarks, she then started, screaming, asking if John could be at certain people's houses.
And whose houses was she asking if John could be at?
If she could be at house.
Referring to the directions that you had provided the night before?
Correct.
And so that would have been, who was a child who was around the age of and your daughter, correct?
Yes.
And there have been some years in the past dating relationship between Mr. O'Keefe and
Yes.
And so Ms. Reed is saying that in the car that morning as you're driving over to Fairview?
Yes. She asked, could he have been with Ashley? And I looked at her and said no, because to me that was a crazy idea.
Okay, Peter Elkin, the jealousy aspect here. I mean, I think there's two ways this could go. It could explain her anger and why she drove away without John from her perspective, and he's in the party, she's afraid of that. But it also could kind of leak into a reason to get mad and maybe hit him with the car.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know, we could just read this any way. It just doesn't seem to really be clear cut. That again, I go back to the thing is, why is she asking people hours later, could he be here? Could he be there? Why would she, if she knew she killed him, why would she, well, you know, why would she just be, you know, giving him like a, you know, 100 different messages and getting angrier and angrier? Why isn't she getting back to him? So I think there's just so many ways to look at this, but that could be looked at a way to, you know, in her favor again, that she's saying to everybody, you know, where is he? Could he be here? Could he be there?
John? Exactly. All right, stay where you are. We know the first trial was huge, but still to come. Will the retrial be even?
Will the retrial be even bigger? Yeah, well, I think so. I think so. I definitely think so. You know, you got guys like this, Karen, that are just going in on you, you know?
Test this woman. I want to see her convicted in her next criminal case. The judge not done this, obviously would have divided the community. His decision. Look, I hate Karen Reed. I detest this woman. I want to see her convicted in her.
Damn, dude. What's wrong with you, man? Why you hate Karen for, man? What you hate her for, bro?
His decision. Look, I hate Karen Reed. I detest this woman. I want to see her convicted in her.
Damn. Shit.
She's created this whole entire conspiracy hoax. She's made the whole thing up. And so because of that, there's division in that community that she sowed herself intentionally to deflect attention from herself. With that being said, the judge.
Sorry. This guy hates Karen Reed. Guy needs to get smacked up. Who is that guy?
And she would have just invoked her Fifth Amendment privileges, and that would have created a negative inference in the civil case. It could not create a negative inference in the criminal case that's going to come, but it would have created a negative inference in the civil case. But then it would have just played into her whole entire narrative of, look, the whole system is against me, and I'm a heroine who's fighting to protect the system. I think the judge made the right decision. Her criminal case is right around the corner. This could wait. Civil cases last years, by the way. They're not like criminal. They last years.
Yeah, and the threshold, to remind our viewers, is much less in a civil case than it is a criminal case. But again, that deposition could have been used against her in court because she would have been under oath. It's almost making her testify before the next jury gets the case. But you know what could be used in court, what wasn't used in the first trial but is still on the table, is all of the interviews that she's been doing on national news.
Yeah, by the way, I hate this woman, and I hope she puts her foot in her mouth. I basically.
Sheesh. Karen, this is the direction they're going. I've been talking about the soundbite. Everybody's going to say J.F.K. she can't talk. J.F.K. she can't talk. Did she not know what was going on? When John was in that bar, throwing up his hands, arguing with Higgins at the waterfall, when John walked back in that car, did he say anything to Karen? Did Karen pick up on it? Is Karen embarrassed that this could have happened over her? I don't know. But you know what? You don't have to say nothing about that, Karen. I'm talking about reasonable doubts. Because with me, like I said, this is up close, front row seat to the corruption, to the system, how it works. There's reasonable doubt. Someone needs to get on a platform and say, hey, check out that waterfall video. Check that video out. And why not Karen Reed? Why not? There's potential jurors watching right now. Maybe they're watching right now. I'm sure they'll put her on court TV. And I'm sure she can't go on court TV. That might be a stretch. But hey, a little soundbite. Hi, everybody. If this is the fire they're playing with, like I said, because if she ain't getting on the stand, they're going to use these words against her. So should she get on the stand? With that being said, what do you guys want to talk about? It's been a crazy week. Supreme Court, motions, influences going against each other. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. What do you guys want to talk about? Phone lines are open. I'll take any question you want. Anything you guys want to talk about. I've been hearing a lot of things. We had a big show last Friday, didn't we? We had a real big show. See you later, Amy. Peace. Phone lines are open. Let me know what's going on. How we feeling out there? It's crazy. Did you go to music school? Well, self-taught, sweetheart. It's an MC. Learned on the fly. Thank you.
Call from Kelly.
Kelly, how we doing? You're live with J.F.K. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
I don't know if you remember me. We talked a couple weeks ago.
Where you calling from?
Florida, Orlando. We talked a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yeah.
At one of your late night lives.
Late night lives. How we doing, Kelly?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So I wanted to call and as a perspective from more of an, because I'm not there, I'm not in that area. I'm not from Massachusetts. I just can see what I see from looking on the outside. So I wanted to ask what, and I'm not going into names or anything like that, but what is the deal with the people freaking out on each other? And all of the, like, I'm talking about like, I don't want to say names, but like,
why not?
You got Sean, you've got, because I feel bad. You got Sean, you've got Reality Check, you've got Will. They're all like LTL. They're all coming on, say, Fertile Boy. They're all coming on saying what they feel about what's going on. And I love all of them. I don't have an issue with all of them. They all have a right to their own feelings. So to me, that's how it goes. But I just feel like a lot of people are so involved and wrapped up in the case, they need to take a step back. Like, people need to take a break eventually at one point, because it's gonna eat their lives up.
Right.
And that, like, that's what worries me, is watching people with their mental health. I feel like, I mean,
I don't know.
With everybody.
I don't know what's going on with that. Because I don't know these characters. Like, I got, my main thing in this, I know some, is justice in the front row seat,
right,
in dialogue. Karen Reed.
And that's why I love watching you, because you don't go off into the drama.
It is what it comes with the territory, though. Someone could pop off their mouth about me tomorrow, and that doesn't mean I'm going to react to it, but it could it happened on Twitter before. People take, little sound bites of what I say and say, look at this weirdo, fake rapper, like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, they do. And I've been dealing with that my whole career in hip hop, because the thing is, I'm an artist, a writer, a videographer, a producer. I'm an owner of a record label. I'm many things. I got many hats. I'm a dad first. Let's be clear. I'm dad first. And I'm a content creator and a YouTuber by default. This is what they label me, right? So, but to
Right.
me, I like writing a story. So if you want to get into deep, a deep dive into things and get my perspective, go watch my videos, read between the lines, the playlist. There's 18 of
Oh,
them,
I've seen every one of your videos and every one of your lives. What are you talking about? Two or
Yeah,
three
so
times.
so I try to do
I
them.
know. I know.
Yeah, so I try to do them videos, to add some spice to it, some music, and little mini docu-series, and edit them real nice together. Because the
And like
lot,
I said, I'm on the outside looking in, and I just see like people. I don't. It's not even so much drama. I feel like people are starting to get so overwhelmed with everything. They just need to take a break for a little bit. You know what I mean?
indeed. Well,
If they took a break and reevaluate their mental health when it comes to it, and I know there's corruption in every aspect of that area. I mean, I see it personally watching it every day. I like it blows my mind.
Right.
But I just think that it would be personally better for all these creators who I love. I like adore all of you guys. I watch. If I don't have a day that one of you guys are on, I'm like, what is so boring today? What is going on?
That's awesome.
But
and that's
just
and you
like,
know what? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
I think that should be the main focus, right? You gotta like know your audience. And if you have an audience, you got to be blessed to know that they don't want this shit. And and like I said, some people try to shake it up, and maybe they, and they're putting on a show, so to speak, and they're seeing who's going to stay with them, who's going to stick with them, because that's always something in the back of your mind, right? Because you think in the back of your head, like the same people who love you today will hate you tomorrow, right? So, sometimes you want to figure that out, if that makes any sense, like to self-sabotage on purpose to see who's going to stick with you. But sometimes that, because like you said, it can mess with your mental health.
And I'm a big advocate for mental health. I've had my own issues when it comes to depression and anxiety, and having all the issues that, my son's health issues, he has cancer, my own health issues. They found that I have a brain aneurysm this year. Like, I've been going through lots of doctors myself. And so like, there's a lot of stuff that I deal with on a daily. And that's why I tend to watch everything that you guys, all of you guys, because it takes my brain off of thinking about what I have a doctor's appointment every day next week for myself. So like, I don't have to think about that when I have you guys.
You have kids too?
I have 5 children. My kids run from age 25 to 9.
Damn.
So I have 3 adult children who just voted in their election. My daughter voted in her first election. And I can say I'm proud to raise 3 amazing adult children who have realized what they want in life and are working their hardest to get there. And my son is an up-and-coming barber in Florida, not to brag, but he's 25 and he cuts the Orlando Magic coach's hair.
That's awesome.
So he's, that's all him killing it, and he's doing a great job out here, and he found his niche. And so for me, like, I did my job of populating the world, but I'm done. But I have a son that's nonverbal autistic and has a lot of other issues as well. Yeah, Liam's 10. He's nonverbal autistic. He's got epilepsy. He's legally blind, and he has brain tumors and brain cancer. So we literally we spent Halloween at St. Jude's in Memphis.
Damn,
so,
that's heavy, man. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't tell people to make people feel bad, because here's my thing. I look at it as I'm doing everything I can for my son, and I'm not super mom. I just have to get up every day and do it, mom. And as long as he's smiling and laughing and making everybody else smile because he has the best laugh in the world, then that's my job's done. So, and the other ones, as long as they're productive members of society and they follow their own beliefs and do what they need to do, then I'm proud of that. Like,
absolutely.
Although I don't like having children that are taller than me with beards and mustaches. That's a little struggle.
Right.
But
it happens.
I'm like, you're still my baby. Come let me hold you like a newborn.
Right.
They don't like that either. But I mean, my whole point is like, we're all in it for the same reason, and we're all in it to help Karen, to help Aiden, to make sure that we're helping Enrique, we're helping Sandra Birchmore, you know, Justin Root. We're all in it for the same thing. And it's just like if it's taking a little bit of your mental health, maybe take a step back for a week and just, you know, not do it. And that way you can come back refreshed and do what you want to do and and I don't care how people choose to do it. If you want to call other people out, call other people out. But I just feel like it's just been like the last 2 weeks of nothing but talking about the wrong subject.
Absolutely, Kelly. And I
If that makes
appreciate
sense.
I appreciate you sharing, all right? And I don't mean to cut you short, but I'm gonna take the next
No,
call, all
you're
right?
fine. I want other people to call. No problem. I just wanted to call in and let you know my little thought. But thank you for just listening.
All right, God bless you. One love, sweetheart.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Well,
Hello? You're live with
Mike.
JFK. Hello? You're live with JFK. Hello? Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Who you speaking with?
This is Mike,
What's up, Mike? Where you calling from?
South Carolina.
Okay. What's going on, buddy? We're gonna talk about.
Hey, so personally, I wanted to thank you. I heard the other callers say about the Sean stuff, and you said you don't get into that. I actually want to thank you because I watched a couple of your videos where you went over Sean's video when he had his No Mercy Monday.
Right.
And you kind of agreed with some of the stuff he was saying. I mean, you and James, right?
James Jackson.
Got it. Yeah. You and him both were kind of asking some of the same questions, like, hey, what's going on? Why is this? Like, what was the conversation in the car going to 34 Fairview? You know what I mean?
Right. It's the
So,
truth. We had Sean up here. I asked
yeah.
him, you could check out the Sean. I did it last Friday. I had Sean up here,
Right.
and we had a great live. And I want to do more lives. I don't want to play this game of gang mentality. Like, I can't talk to this one, I can't talk to that one. And I understand people have you know, I see why people are mad. Allegedly, you know, people that he's talking to. I don't know the people that he's talking to. I don't even know who. I don't know the Turtle Boy case. So let me be clear. I know he got in trouble. I kind of got the gist of it of what happened. Like, they set him up and, you know, intimidating a witness. And that's easy. You could tell somebody, hey, man, don't talk to me like that. And they could turn around and say, he threatened me. You know what I mean? So in Massachusetts, there's so many ways they can get creative with laws. So it doesn't surprise me of why they got him with intimidating a witness, especially, you know, the presence that he has with his platform. So I don't know the ins and outs, how it happened or who he's associated with. My backstory of Turtle Boy, what I know about him is that he likes the drama. Right. And I mean that with all due respect. I mean, that's what he was. Right. He was a guy who you know, outed people. So I see Sean going at him. I think it's like this game, right? And what I see from Turtle Boy's side right now, what I'm watching is that he's not about that anymore. He grown from that. He doesn't want to do it. So I don't know what it's all about. I don't know what's attached to it, the disloyalty. I don't know much about it. But, you know, I would like to have Sean on here. You know, I think Sean's a great personality. And at the end of the day, we want to entertain the people and we want to speak, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree. That's why I wanted to say thank you for, you know, the position you're taking and just not kind of, for lack of a better term, falling in line like other people have. And there are so many people who watch content creators, and because you like someone so much, sometimes we can get, and I myself did it, we get so blinded by who you like as a content creator that you just kind of believe everything they say without really looking at everything. You know what I mean? And that's why I like a lot of your videos, because you look at everything from all angles.
Facts.
And Sean, as a former DEA agent, a 35 plus year law enforcement agent in intelligence, counterintelligence, things like that, I think that's where he's coming from. He's looking at it from all angles as a law enforcement, you know, officer. So I think the drama side stuff needs to stop because it's not helping anything. At the end of the day, a lot of us follow a lot of the content creators because we found out about the case. We're just looking for information on justice for John, and then Karen Reed's innocence because she was framed. Outside of that, who cares about the drama? Don't bring that in, right?
Yeah, absolutely not. And that's, and you know, one thing that I seen that was crazy was what I seen, excuse me, I'm just looking at this super chat. One of my favorite parts of your show is how you treat the callers. Thank you, Deanna. Appreciate the love. One thing I will say is this, as far as the drama goes, what I seen, that how it leaks out into, how it can leak into the street, is that I seen when she was in court the other day in Supreme Court, Turtle Boy had the phone out or whatever, running up to Karen, and then there was that other guy. I don't know who he is. He's loose. I don't know his name, but he was like, "Are you there? Hello?"
Call from Nancy.
Oh, I think I lost him. You're live with J.F.K. What's going on?
Oh, hey, I wanted to place an order for 3 dozen fuckery donuts.
Absolutely. Coming right up. Fuckery Donuts is now open.
I love your show. It's awesome. And I just wanted to, I had a question for you.
Go ahead.
You know how they're always talking about, like in the trial where they had these guys who came in and did all this reconstruction and stuff and everything. So how come with all of that information, they're still proceeding with another trial? Why is it that there has to be another trial when there's so much information that wasn't allowed to come in under the FBI?
See, this FBI thing's crazy, right? You would think with the FBI giving Karen the assist and, you know, paying for crash daddies and 3,000 pages of evidence and all these different things, you would think that it would never get to this, right? But it did. And you got to ask yourself a question, why? You know, and that's the thing we need to know. I don't know why. I can't answer that. You know, I can't even give you I can't even give you a reason. At the end of the day, I would say to you that I gave you the swerve before, right? About Hank Brennan maybe trying to do the right thing. Maybe Hank Brennan's here to save the day. That's the only thing I could possibly think. Maybe they hired Hank Brennan to look into everything and there's going to be a swerve somewhere. But as of right now, what I see Hank Brennan doing, I don't see him doing anything bad to Karen. I see him looking for information, checking everything, you know, over himself. Now, obviously,
I just kind of feel like they're all dirty. You know what I mean? It's like they're getting paid to do a job. This guy's getting paid probably not as much as what he would normally get paid to do this kind of stuff. So you wonder why he would even take this case. And at the same time, I kind of feel like they do want the notoriety. They want the attention. They want to be out in public.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's what police do, right? That's what people do. That, like the cops, right? A rookie needs to be a sergeant got to become a lieutenant got to become a captain, and so on and so on. So they got to make bust, right? So, you know, these DAs, they got to make names. So is this something they want to do? I mean, this is a terrible underbelly of Boston. You got Whitey Bulger, you got Charles Stewart who jumped off the bridge, you got Sean Ellis. You know, you got the racists back in the day, the 60s and the 70s. You got the gangs that were in Boston back in the day. There was a lot of shit that went down in Boston. And I don't know if they want this going forward. So maybe they came to an agreement to just go forward with what it is. I don't know. I don't know why, but I wouldn't hold my breath with the feds. I mean, I'm just saying that on my perspective, because at the end of the day, they wouldn't have Supreme Court. They wouldn't have, you know, I don't think they would let it get this far. I don't see why they would.
But even the attorneys, yesterday there was something on where they went, the attorneys went to court, and they're still putting this stupid judge on there. You can tell she's very much against her. She's very much against the defense, that Canoni lady. And so I'm thinking, why don't they just get a fresh judge? The fact that she was at every step of the way kind of, you know, going against the defense, it was very obvious. And people just, it seems like the ones who are in charge who can make the decisions to get a new judge, they just don't care. They want to continue with the same nonsense.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. But
I mean, she's
anyway, I appreciate your input.
Go ahead. We can end it right there. But I
No.
appreciate your call, sweetheart.
No. I don't. I know other people want to call in, so I didn't want to take up too much time here. But I really appreciate your show and your input. And like I said, I'm glad somebody's fighting for the right side of justice, because when I first heard about this case, it seemed like I wasn't sure what to think. And the more that I looked into it, because at first it sounded kind of weird, like, oh, a conspiracy theory. Oh, interesting. Just listening to it. And the more that you listen to all the details, and it's like all of these people, the Alberts and the McCabe's and everything, they're dirty. And I've often wondered, like, how could somebody who professed to be Karen's friend, they went through the same medical issues and something, and they're willing to throw her under the bus. Why not just sit there and throw his body out in the middle of the street and say he left, he was hit by a car, and nobody knew what happened. He left the house drunk, and supposedly he was leaving. Why couldn't they have just let it be that he was just found out in the street? Why did they have to frame somebody that was at some point a friend of theirs?
Because big bad Brian A. You know, he's a cop, man. He had a lot to lose. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. He's the mastermind. And like I said, I have opinions about that. We don't know. We don't know if two things happened that night. And I hate to say it, we don't know. We don't know if because you got to understand, and I'll just leave it like this. Use your imagination. When she took the corner, right? The people, Nagel was right in back of her, right? And Nagel never seen him jump out the car. So the question is, did she go around the block? Did something happen before that happened? Because if it's what it was at the bar, right? Come here. Isn't it on site?
Yeah. Well, but I mean, Karen saw him go into the house. Karen saw him leave. And if the people behind her didn't see him, they might have been talking and distracted. Like, who's really paying attention to everything going on around them? When it's dark, it's cold, and you're kind of drunk, you're not really paying attention to all the details. And then that other girl who sits there and says, oh, I saw later. She never said anything in the beginning, and then she's like, oh, I saw a 6-foot, dark blob there. I'm like, oh, really? All these things kind of, come out 2 years later. It's just craziness, the stuff that they fabricate. But with that much, evidence that is not clear, that's enough for reasonable doubt that this woman should have been let off. And it sounded like the jurors wanted to, but they had one juror in there who was trying to run the show and say, oh, no, we can't just come back with a partial verdict. Why not present it to the judge then? He seemed like he wanted to be the one that knew so much, but he got it all wrong.
Right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. There's reasonable doubt at the end of the day, whether you hate Karen Reed or you love Karen Reed. It's reasonable doubt. I'm going to take the next call. Thanks for calling, sweetheart.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Call from Jen.
You're live with J.F.K.
Hey, J.F.K.
What's going on?
Jen.
What's up, Jen?
Oh, how do you feel about Sean doxing Karen?
How so? What did he do? You tell me.
He doxed her.
Like what?
On the internet.
Like he exposed her, you're saying?
Yeah, like gave up her whatever. He doxed her.
I really ain't got nothing to say. Where she's living.
All that.
When did this happen?
Private information. Apparently today, Mike Crawford, I caught it on his channel, The Young Jerks. And it's really disappointing. Mike was really disappointed. And I don't know if you watched him on Krusty Panty's channel.
See, I don't know these people.
Yeah, well, she's trash.
Why would I want to know these people, though? There's a question for you. Why do I need to know these people?
Well, she's a big part of setting up Turtle Boy, putting him in jail.
Yeah, but isn't it now? What I hear is that used to be Turtle Boy's friend at one time, right? Am I wrong about that?
They worked together.
They worked
together. I don't
together.
know if I'd go as far as friendship.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? That's their thing. That's not my thing.
But
you know what I mean?
Scamming off of them. Yeah, I get that. But Sean, that was just wrong, man. I don't know what's happening with him, but I just say, watch yourself because he's going down a road. I don't know if you want to go there because you have a good thing going.
What's the road? What am I in danger? You're saying what's going on?
No, I mean just he's going down a bad path.
Why?
And
because
he was almost saying like putting it out there that Karen Reed did it.
Yeah, that's what you got out of it. That's what's going on here. That's what I mean, because I don't see all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was, and Krusty Panties was just using them, you know, for clout. It was terrible, and that he would go on there, you know. I guess if you don't know the people, then.
Well, no, I see things on Twitter. I see little sound bites on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And I don't really, because the thing is, exaggeration of who you are. At the end of the day, Sean, no matter
He's
what
a
you want,
talker.
well, you know, it is what it is, right? You know, that's his personality and that's your opinion. But my thing is, at the end of the day, he's got 30 years of law enforcement, right? That's not exaggerated. That is who he is. Me, like I said, I'm a writer. I'm an MC. I'm an artist. I'm a poet. I come from a crew, a hip hop crew. That's my bones. You guys don't need to be in the know about it. That's cool. You guys can shit on it, right? Not you in particular.
Why would I shit on you, man? You're awesome.
No, not you. But what I'm saying is people that don't know usually shit on things, but that's okay. If you Google me and you check all the stuff that I did in my world, you would say, wow, he's pretty successful. So my point is, that's where I come from. Now, I know where Sean comes from, where I get his integrity from. He's got 30 years in the game as a police officer. That's the reason why I connected with him. I wanted to pick his mind as a cop and look at it from that direction. Now, these other people, listen what I'm saying. These other people that you're talking about that I see on this, who are these people? What's their backstory? Where did they come from? What did they ever do other than causing drama? I don't know who these people are. It's exaggeration of who they are. I see a girl talking to Sean, talking about she's friends with the family, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, what is all that? Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, is that true? I don't know.
Yeah, the McCabe's, they feed her information.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it is. And at the end of the day, you know, that's great. Congratulations. You know, that doesn't do any. And like I said, like, we're talking about inside the court. What people got to understand, when it goes inside that Superior Courthouse, everything's going to slow down. Everything's going to slow down. That outside noise means nothing. As soon as it goes inside the court, it doesn't matter what I say. This one says, that one says. It's what's going on that day at court, and that's what I'm talking about. I try to keep it real. Yeah, I have fun, and I try to entertain. But at the end of the day, I always stay clear. When it comes down to the day in court and trial, them jurors, everything slows down, and you got to be on your shit. You know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And you don't strike me as the type of person to get totally butthurt over not getting an emoji.
Oh, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like, you know, some people don't know. You know, let me tell you something. There's some people that are not media trained, right? You know?
Yeah.
Some people are not media trained. That's why people go to school for media. You know, you got to stare at the camera. That. You're not supposed to wiggle. You're not supposed to move. When the red light comes on, you got to stay cordial. When that red light comes on and that chat starts going down, see, I'm looking at the chat right now. If there's 5 people in that chat talking shit, I could go off my rocker, right? So you got to control yourself when that red light goes on. Some people ain't media trained. So if you're saying that Sean, if that's what you're getting to about the emoji with Sean, right? You know, maybe he just put it out of context. Maybe that's not what he really meant. Maybe he means something else. Maybe, you know, maybe it's deeper than that. And that's
honestly, I think he needs to take a break.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not like I said, I got no stake in it, man. At the end of the day, I came into this game for the front row seat of the Massachusetts system and how it works. And it's dialogue, and we start the conversation. You know, it gets more deeper than Karen Reed. Karen Reed, you don't see things like you don't see things.
Look at all the things that have happened just in the 24 months. You know, I can't think of his first name. Last name Root, and then Sandra Birchmore and Enrique. You know, I mean, it just keeps going on, and these cases are. It's unbelievable how close they fall together. You know,
same county. Well, listen, I'm gonna take the next call, all right? And I appreciate you calling, Jen.
All right, bud. You take it easy.
Peace and love.
Call from
Anonymous. Come on, dude.
What's up, man? Anonymous. Who's this?
Yes, it's Anonymous. How you doing, J.F.K?
What's going on, buddy? Where you calling from?
Calling from Massachusetts,
Okay, where in Massachusetts?
Boston area.
Okay, what you want to talk about?
All right, first things first.
Okay.
What the families are going through is a
Mhm.
tragedy.
Facts.
All right, the way his mother's getting treated. You've seen I know you've seen those videos. That's
Yeah.
uncalled for. Now, I'm gonna give you a perspective that nobody's talking about.
Let
Not
me
the
ask.
content creators.
Let me
Nobody.
let me ask you this: which side are you on? You on the free Karen Reed side, or you on the other side? Let's start there.
Oh, she's guilty.
She's guilty. Okay, let's go. Go ahead.
Now, this new prosecutor, he's getting all the stuff that the previous one didn't get and show. Specifically with what her father said during an interview with Boston 25. He said on camera that Karen told him at the hospital that she felt she struck something.
Right.
Now, felt and struck are 2 points of contact. That's acknowledging that you hit something twice. The video that you see with the driveway with her backing out shows only one highly suspicious point of contact. So that tells me that somewhere along the line, before 5:08 a.m., Karen knew that she hit something twice. And she had 2 opportunities to step out of her car, check what it was, but she didn't, and she drove off.
Anonymous, can I stop you right there? I got a super chat. Hold on 1 second, all right? I'm gonna let you keep going. Hold on. JFK just started watching. Love your show. You got to be the hardest guy on YouTube. Keep up the good work. Wow, what a compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Everybody be an Adrian. Everybody be an Adrian. Go ahead, Anonymous. Keep it going.
So with what I just said, we know what her motive was to back out like she did, to get as close as possible to the car. Simply put, since she knew she hit something twice that night, that right tail light was damaged before she got close to his car. So when they bring all that in, all right, and what she said with Gretchen Voss, she told Gretchen Voss that she said that she told Trooper Proctor that she did not see him go inside the house, and in other areas she's saying 2 different things. And
What did she say exactly to Gretchen Voss? Because I didn't see that article. I'm gonna keep it real. What exactly did she say? Do you know exactly what she said? I didn't see that.
That's the exact quote. Like, there's many things, and everyone can find it. There's so many things there.
Where do I find that? And I'm sorry, but
Boston is Boston Magazine.
Uh-huh.
All right, and so she initially said to her that she did not see him go inside the house. Now also keep this in mind.
All right.
Okay, everything I just said is everything before this thing became an official investigation. So, and also keep this in mind. It's already been established that Karen was the sole operator that drove that night. From the moment she met up with him at the bar, went bar hopping, went to that house, and then left. And what's even more suspicious is that you had one car in the driveway, and we all know how she pulled into the garage. So if you can pull into the garage without touching his car, then you can back out the same way without touching his car. She just needed something to create an explanation for the right taillight. Which
can I jump in and say something right there? And we can keep it going. Yeah. All right, but check this out, brother, right? Karen never been arrested in her life, right? She never been in trouble in her life, right? Right? Just like people will say, Jen McCabe, he's a cop, big bad Brian A. Higgins, why would they put a person on their lawn, right? And that's understandable. I get that, right? But why is everybody assuming that Karen Reed is thinking like a criminal when she's never been in trouble in her life? Why do you think that she would think that?
Listen, that right there, non-priors, that's irrelevant. The fact is that she told her father that she hit something twice. She hit something twice. Listen, if you're acknowledging, no, she said it. She said, like, her father said it in that interview. So when my thing is that when when she acknowledged contact with her car twice, felt it, and you struck it.
But is
all
that?
she had to do was.
Let me ask you this, Anonymous: is that what they're going with, or is that your opinion? Do you think that's how Brennan's going to put it into play? Is that how you think
they're going to show the interview? They're going to show that interview. They're going to show everything else. But that's also critical. But what they're also most like now, this is what's also already been shown in court. They're going to call up her father, okay, and they're also going to call up her brother. Now, her brother, when they left the hospital and they arrived at John's house, both Karen and her father went inside to get her belongings, but her brother stood outside. He was dusting off the snow. Okay, he dusted off the snow off of his car, and then he went to Karen's car. What's suspicious is that when he was dusting the snow off, he didn't touch the right taillight, but he touched the left one. So if that gets pointed out to the jury again, they're most likely going to question as to what type of conversation took place in that car before they got there.
But why again, Anonymous? Again, why are we thinking that her dad, right, her brother, are thinking about clearing up a murder, a manslaughter case? Like they're already thinking like criminals. Why do you think that? Why would you think they would think like that? Do they seem like that type of people to you?
When I first saw the video evidence, that's the first thing that came to mind as to why he didn't touch the right taillight, but you touched the left one. You know what I mean? But look, they can say whatever they want, but the fact is she hit something twice, didn't step out of the car, and just drove off.
So let me ask you this. What if she did hit, like, see, I always said this. If you watch my lives, I don't know who you are, Anonymous, but if you watch my lives, excuse me, I'm twisting my words up. I always said when she backed up, she never you could see her in the car. She didn't make a big impact. And I was like, I don't know if that tail light cracked on that car. I always said that. But I also said that doesn't mean that when she drove from Fairview Road or when she drove around that night, that she didn't spin out and hit something in the wet. Because here's my thing. I don't know. And I know I had an LX 470 Lexus, right? A 2007, right? Hers is like a 2021, 22, but I know it's the F series body type, right? It's a Land Cruiser. It's the F series. And in my particular LX 470, you had to put it in 4-wheel drive. It wasn't automatically all-wheel drive. You know, like most cars, they're just automatically all-wheel drive. Mine, you had to actually put in 4-wheel drive. I don't know if they kept that model truck retro like that, right? Meaning her car could have been in 2-wheel drive, rear tires spinning. So she could have spun around and she could have smacked something and hit something, like you said. And she's just.
But she hit. Now the only thing
she's not admitting it because she doesn't want to admit she was drunk.
To answer your perspective, everything that they point to is the driveway. But like I said, that's only one highly.
But they have to see. They have to, and I agree with you there. I agree
but
with
too,
you.
But what her father her father. Here's why her father is important. He stands outside of the whole conspiracy BS. That's her father. Okay. So the thing is that before 508, she acknowledged she hit something twice. Nobody from the first trial was asking those questions. Obviously, she didn't go on a stand.
What's your background? Are you a lawyer?
I'm not a lawyer, but I pay attention to word usage and how everything is put into explanation. And that right there, it changes the entire. What her father said, what Karen told him on video, as he said, changes the entire dialogue, which also means is that it was already established that
but we don't
she
know.
was the only one.
What if Hank Brennan's not going in that direction? He's not doing what you think.
Well, no, the news posted this. That they,
I'm saying, the way you're putting it into wordplay. She said she hit something and felt something, which means that she hit something twice. Like it's a difference. Like the word.
But the thing is
that Hank Brennan's going to go that way.
It's clear as day. You can't miss it. Okay.
Yeah, but that's your perspective. And I get it.
But
I get it.
They put that out there into the media as to what her father said. So they're gonna already allude to what that is.
All right, so
And
so listen, I agree with you, right? They could put a case together. They 100% could put a case together. Let's be clear. Everything you're saying, they could put a case together. That's why I talk about the soundbite. They could actually put a case together and convict Karen Reed. You're right. That's on the table. We can't keep going with this narrative. The feds are involved. She's never getting convicted. I don't agree with that. Sean was on my show, and I told him right to his face, I don't agree with that. She could still get convicted, right? So my point is, yes, she can. But what about the reasonable doubt on our side, buddy? So you gave the reason why she can get convicted. I could give you 100 reasons of reasonable doubt, whether she did it or she didn't do it. There's enough reasonable doubt for her to walk. And I appreciate your phone. I gotta take the next one.
From
Deirdre.
You're live with J.F.K. Who we talking with?
Deirdre.
Hey, Deirdre.
Hi. Gotta turn my thing down. First, I just want to let you know that I worked with Sean many years ago, so I want to be honest about that. And I have a list of
You
things.
worked with Sean?
Yes, I did.
You was a cop?
No, I was a dispatcher, and he was one of our cops and evidence techs with Arlington County PD.
And where?
Arlington County PD in Arlington, Virginia, right outside of D.C.
So this was years ago.
Yeah, this was in the 1980s.
Oh, and wow, you don't. So wow, how? If you don't mind me asking, how old? If you don't mind me asking.
How old am I?
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking.
62.
Wow, you sound real young. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's why when you said like, because I talked to him about where he worked, and he said in the 80s he became a cop. So wow, you know what I mean. And 62 is young. Don't get it twisted. You're still a young lady, but I'm just saying you sound like in your 30s. But go ahead, speak.
Okay, I just wanted to give you a list of counter things about Sean. So when he said that justice when he said if Karen's convicted that it's justice for the O'Keefes, there was more to that sentence, and it's an injustice for the Reeds, and he's exactly correct. In every case, it's justice for one side and injustice for the other. That was his point. And then he always said Karen is 1,000% factually innocent.
He did.
So then I also want to say that he did not dox Karen. The definition of doxing is giving out personal information like phone numbers, address, social security numbers. He shared text messages, and nobody but Karen and Sean know if Karen knew and or gave permission for Sean to do that. So there's that. Also, whatever Sean did post, the Commonwealth and the FBI already have. So he's not doing anything to her case. He's not giving any information they don't already have.
Right.
So I just wanted to make those points on Sean's behalf. Oh, and one other thing. He went on KP's show for the counter narrative.
Let me ask you this. Who
Understand.
the hell is KP? Who is this girl? Can you tell me what she is and what is she to Turtle Boy? What's this big disloyal situation going on? Because I don't know what it is. If you can tell me.
So,
do you know?
According to Aiden, so I'm not saying that this is the truth, but his story is that she worked for him. She stole money from him. He fired her, and then she's been on, I think, a 10-year odyssey of going after him. So that's what the deal is with her. And she apparently, thinks Karen Reed is guilty, and so she's even further, an enemy of Aiden's. But Sean went on that show to give her audience information that they otherwise wouldn't have. That's what Sean does. He does counterintelligence. And that's what he did. And people don't understand that. He's not changing sides. He's trying to plant a seed on the other side. So when things do come to light, they're like, maybe KP doesn't know what she's talking about. Maybe Turtle Boy is correct.
But is he being disloyal to Aiden? Did this girl put Aiden in jail or anything like that? Because that's what I'm hearing, right? She didn't put him in jail, did she, or something like that? Is that the problem? Because I don't know. I was under the assumption that she was working with the police to set Aiden up. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Be clear. Your man JFK don't know. And honestly, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I know some of my boys are locked up doing, I know a dude who just came home after doing 29 years. You know?
Well,
my point is that, and I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to glorify that at all. You know what I mean? Obviously, he did a crime that, you know, he had to do time for. But at the end of the day, it was a career criminal case, and he wasn't that bad of a dude, you know. But they careered him in the feds. They careered him, and he had to do a long time, you know. And he did crime, of course. But should he got 29 years? My opinion, no. But my point is that I know a lot of dudes that got a lot more problems than a 3 to 5 year sentence, a 5 to 10, 60 days in jail. I know a lot more shit going on. So, you know, it is what it is. This type of shit happens every day, and I've been saying that. So, but as far as Sean goes with Aiden, should Sean be loyal to Aiden in certain way? Are they connected in any way? I don't know. You tell me. Are they?
I don't think he's being disloyal by going on her show. If you understand how Sean's mind works, it's counterintelligence. So he goes on there and he gets information from her. He goes on there thinking that she's going to get information from him, but he actually gets information from her, which only helps Turtle Boy.
True.
That's what people don't understand. And that's
did it help?
Did
it help though?
But you know what? I'm having a senior moment because I am 62, even though I don't sound it. I don't remember what it was that she said, but he did say that he came away with that with more than what he gave. And I just wish I could remember what it was that he said.
Now, what's this thing about Sean saying?
Mind.
What's this thing Sean saying? Obeying. I see that a lot. Obeying. What does that mean?
Because they're coming after him for simply going on her show instead of trying to understand the larger point of why he did it. It's like you have to be blindly loyal to Turtle Boy, and his enemies are your enemies, or you become the enemy. It's gotten to the point of being ridiculous.
Well, I'll tell you this. Turtle Boy broke the case. That's a fact. Just like where I'm from, yes. I'm from Massachusetts. Right? That's never going to change. Right? Right? Some things ain't going to change, but you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. We're going to get older, and we live and we die, unfortunately. So we broke the case, but guess what? We all seen the trial. It doesn't matter when you got on this case or how you got on this case. It doesn't matter. Like, everybody's involved now, and it is what it is. Yep. And as far as his stake in it, he's connected with Karen. He's facing the courts. That's his shit. You know, and I so at the end of the day, as far as like worrying about, you know, like I said, I just don't understand. Was there a loyalty? What did this girl do something wrong? Was she a snitch? She a rat? And Sean went behind his back. Like, I don't know how that goes. And if that's what it is, then, you know, I can see where it gets touchy. But if it's none of that, and it's what you're saying, then no one should be mad, right?
No, she did set Turtle Boy up, from what I understand. That's the story. That's a separate issue from what Sean did. Sean wasn't a part of that, and he wasn't condoning it, and he wasn't trying to assist her in that endeavor. He was coming at it from a totally different place, and I saw someone snark on there about me being his spokesperson. No, I'm not. I call balls and strikes. Thank you very little.
Let's go. See, that's what I'm saying. See, and I said this earlier with Sean or with anybody. Sean's got a big platform. He's getting, like me, I got 365 people watching. This is light. Sean gets like 3,000, 4,000 people watching him. So, you know, that adrenaline pumps up, that red light goes on, and you could go off the rails. So I understand, like I said, this media training, the thick skin, trying to understand where you're at, and it gets crazy. Fame is fleeting, and it does something with your endorphins. You know what I mean? It really does, and you got to control it. You got to have a baseline. But listen, I appreciate your call and your perspective. I'm going to take the next caller, right, sweetheart?
All right, thank you. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
Call from
Mike.
You're live with JFK. Mike, what's going on, man? I lost you last time, brother.
Yeah, it just dropped the call.
All right.
Welcome to South Carolina, man.
Absolutely. I know all about it. Go ahead, brother. Speak on it.
Yeah. She just said what I was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? As far as Sean going on Kate Peters' show, that's how I saw it too. Like, That's what he does. It's an intelligence. It's kind of like military, right? When you are in the military, you make a career out of it. You get out, your mindset, even through life after military, is still kind of a regimented military mindset, right? I think that's what happens with law enforcement officers who have been in those areas and everything Sean did for a long time. So, yeah, he was basically trying to work all information, gather intelligence, and try to figure out what
But
he
did
can
it
gain
help
from
though?
it.
Did it help? My question is, did it help? Because I didn't watch the interview. I don't know. Did it help? You know, what is it doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand his like you said, I understand his you know, what he was trying to do and where his heart was at. But did it help? Did it come off that way? Did it come off a different way? Because sometimes, you know, you could do something and it comes off different, right? Sometimes, like, it's like talking to a younger kid. You can't step on their neck. You can't big brother them. You can't talk at them. You got to talk to them. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, we get on that, we're older, we say, listen, back in the day, you don't understand. And these kids are like, man, you don't understand. So you gotta like understand this social media shit. There is a way you got to go about it, because it can backfire on you. And I don't think Sean cares, and that's okay. But did it help? Is my question.
So when you're asking, did it help who?
Well, did it help the situation? What's going on with Turtle Boy, with the Karen Reed movement? Did it help what we're trying to do here? How we're trying to show everybody that there's reasonable doubt. We're trying to, you know, throw some information, because at the end of the day, what I try to do is, if somebody knows Yannetti or Karen, or people share this video, or a potential jurist watching, trying to show them that there's reasonable doubt. And whether you hate Karen or you love Karen or you have a decision or you whatever you believe, at the end of the day, if there's reasonable doubt, there's fucking reasonable doubt. And and if you have any interest in the law and you want the law to work for you one day, right? You gotta find her not guilty, because there's way too much reasonable doubt. It doesn't matter what this other caller just said anonymous about, wait a minute, she felt this, she did this, she did that. We all know they're trying to get creative right now to charge her. We all know that. But guess what? If I'm JFK, I'm gonna say, what about this waterfall video? Hello, what about that? What's that? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Hey, I've been in those situations with the waterfall video. I know exactly what that was.
and that's reasonable doubt, right? Like, because he left at 12:09, he left the bar, and then 10 minutes later he's on Fairview Road. When he jumped out that car, was it on site? You know what I mean? Like, when he got out the car, they talked about it. They had a conversation. It kind of fits the narrative what happened, because John's phone went dead real quick. It kind of fits that boom, boom, boom. The fist started throwing. That's, to me, it does. You know, and that's all you got to do is convince a couple of jurors of that, right?
Right. Just to address the what did it help? So from Sean's perspective, did it help Turtle Boy? Personally, not interested in helping Turtle Boy. Sean's whole thing is justice for John O'Keefe, bringing the people who are actually responsible for his death, making them, you know, accountable, and getting justice and exonerating a woman who has been framed falsely, right? He believes 100% she's innocent of killing John O'Keefe. So the Kate Peters and all the side drama, that's not really his concern. He's focused on justice for John O'Keefe. How can I get that information? What can I gain to, you know, get more information on what's going on? And there was another thing that happened in that video where she said, well, I have this, this, and this. And Sean goes, okay, well, show me what you got. And she goes, well, you show me what you got. And he goes, you first. You know what I mean? And nobody materialized that. So, you know, he knows she has information. Aiden knows Sean has information. You know, what's it going to help with Karen Reed? I guess we all have to just kind of watch and see what happens. Um,
I could dig it. That's a good point.
yeah.
You know, I seen that
Yeah.
little. I like I said, I seen bits and pieces of that, and like I said, I got nothing bad to say about Sean, man. Sean, you know, Sean's cool with me, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's like I said, I come from where I come from. I know how this media shit works, and he comes from a police perspective. I don't know where these other people come from. I don't know who they are, what their qualifications are. You can Google JFK Show Off Records. Google me. Go ahead, check me out. See what I've done in my world. And you'll say, oh, shit. And maybe you'll tap into that world. And you'll say, wow, he's been about this. It's JFK, Justice for the Kids. I came into this basically saying this could happen to anybody. I've been locked up for something I didn't do. I don't speak on it too much. And maybe one day I'll make a whole video on it. And I'll blow you guys' mind. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't a Karen Reed, though. I did, you know, point is, you know, I did some things in my life, you know what I mean? Some crime way back in the day. And I kind of, not saying that I deserve to be set up, because 100% I didn't. But I put myself in that position, so to speak. Now, Karen, she's not a criminal at all. And that's why I don't understand how people can just say, oh, she, you know, in the moment, let me crash the tail light. Hey, Dad, don't take the snow off the tail light. Like, she's not thinking like a criminal.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so my point is, this system doesn't care about anybody, and not, you know, just because some people do some criminal things, and listen, you do the crime, you got to do the time, but that don't mean you got to do life in the installment fucking plan where you can't get out the system. And believe me, they'll do it to you. And these cops are messed up. Then you got to understand about the police. I seen police officers growing up in the project area. I seen girls who was on Section 8 that had a couple of kids, that babies' fathers were no good, and these police officers patrolling the projects, hitting on the girls in the projects, you know what I mean? And telling the girls to come here, I want to talk to you. And the girls think they got to go talk to them because they're the project cop. And they're trying to hit on the girls, and they're, you know, and this is what it is. It takes a certain person in power not to abuse power. And that's what this comes down to. And like I said, this is a front row seat.
Right. And I'll leave you with this because I know you have other callers that want to talk to you, and you want to talk to a lot of other callers, and all of us really appreciate what you're doing.
Appreciate you.
Number one, I just think people need to kind of take the blinders off and the tunnel vision, and don't be so focused and give allegiance to just one or two content creators, and think outside the box, right? I know you said you don't know who a lot of other people are, but I think people are like, I'm a Turtle Boy fan or a whoever else, right? And if you slightly disagree with something, say Aiden says, all of a sudden you're dead to him and you don't matter. And that's not right. That's not right at all. We all have minds. We all have opinions. We can look at things and we can agree to disagree, but that doesn't mean, like, you know, forget you, you're gone.
That only matters on
and
YouTube,
I think that's
though.
what's happening.
That only matters on this fucking YouTube shit. That don't matter in real life. You know what I'm saying? That don't matter. I'm going to the gym after, man. You know, the most consistent shit in the world is the plates, man. 45-pound plates. They don't fucking change. Every day I go in there, them weights are 45 pounds. This internet shit changes every 2 seconds. I hate this one. I love this one. You're the best, JFK. I hate you, JFK. I subbed up. I didn't sub. You know what I mean? This is what comes with this shit. Know your baselines. My baselines, my baseline's my kids. My baseline is God. You know what I mean? So like this, it don't matter. And that's what people got to understand. And with Karen, she can't sleep at night. And you know what, Peggy? She probably can't sleep at night either. You know, so it's like we got to look at the reality of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'll say this. I actually had a phone conversation with Sean just the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him I didn't agree with everything he said. And he's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And he respected me for it. We still talk. We still communicate. That doesn't mean that he's like, okay, you're dead to me, forget you. No, it's, you know what I mean? I agree with some things he's saying, maybe there's some things I don't agree with what he's saying.
People got to
But
be
that
real.
doesn't
You know,
mean
people got to be real though. You got to understand, right? This is the real. This, and I'm gonna end it. Let me put a bow on it right here. I'm gonna put a bow
go
on
ahead.
it,
Yep.
right? Listen, this YouTube shit is entertainment, right? No matter how you look at it, you partner up with YouTube, they monetize you. You get access to tools like super chats, views. You get monetized. When Sean goes off the hinge like this is perfect for people to keep the drama going, to keep the views going, to get more super chats, to get more engagement. And people confront that it's bigger than what it is, but that's exactly what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And I see right through that bullshit. So, like, you know what I mean? So, like, acting a certain way, you got to perform. And like I said this before, Aiden's dealing with this fame came to him. Karen Reed, this fame came to her. And at the same time, is they got to balance their life. Karen got to balance all her health issues with her parents. Aiden, he's a father, right? That's what I know. I know he got arrested in front of his kids. That's fucked up. He's got to balance that now with the kids. And then on top of that, he has to perform. Every night, he got to go in front of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people and be Turtle Boy. You know what I mean? And he could sit there and say, no, that's not what it is. That's exactly what it is. And that's just my perspective. That's not me hating on him. He has to perform. He has to be that guy. He has to say, you know what, you're dead to me, and I'll dox you, and I got information, and he got to be that guy because that's who his brand is. And everybody else knows that's what it is. All the other content creators that are monetized, they know that's what it is. And that's just what it is. I didn't make it that way. That's just the way it is. So, you know, like I said, it's not drama. It's just part of the show. And unfortunately, there's real shit going on. So we just need, you know what I mean? We need to stay focused on the real shit. That's all.
Yep. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me. Go ahead and take your next caller, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, my man. Nothing but love, brother.
All right.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. It's wild, huh? How we doing out there, people? How we doing? Sean doesn't care about YouTube. Trust me. If he did, he would be live every day. TB only goes 2 days because he's bank every live, and you know how it works. You see that? Yeah. I mean, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. This is part of the territory.
Call from
CC.
You're live with J.F.K.
Hey, J.F.K. This is CC. I've called you a couple of times before, and you just hit the nail on the head with that.
What's that?
What's your explanation just then about what all's going on with the Turtle Boy and Sean and all that stuff? But KP, if you read, or if you have a chance to read the Battle Royal letters, she was involved with that Jatani girl, and I forgot the other girl's name. But in setting it up with Mello and Cully and getting him arrested. So that's why Turtle Boy, yeah, she was. And that's why Turtle Boy didn't feel it was too cool. And, I mean, he wasn't really worrying all about it that much until Sean did go on in and say if she got found guilty, then, justice would be done for John O'Keefe. And I think that's what set a lot of people off. But it is kind of the drama and stuff. And, Sean's been through a lot.
Well, it depends on the perspective. Like if the thing is this, right? If she did get found guilty, in our perspective, that's not justice, right? That's not justice.
Exactly.
But to everybody else, right? To the world, to the people who really ain't invested like we are, that is justice, right? So maybe that's what he was saying. Like I said, we got to understand context is king. And context always got to be front and center. And I don't think Sean, and I mean this with all due respect, that's my guy. I don't think that's his strong suit, is context. You know what I mean?
Well, he's like me. We're no spring chicks. Okay, so we're human, and we don't, what we're thinking in our head doesn't necessarily come out of our mouth.
Exactly.
And it might have just been a little bit of a slip up what he said, because I'm not sure, but that woman that called you a little while ago that worked with him, and she said that wasn't the end of the sentence. That may be true, because I was in and out watching that too. So I can't be positive, but she may be right on that. And, we want justice for John O'Keefe. And you looking, let me tell you what, you've covered this bar scene stuff over and over again. You've made awesome points about it all, okay, which shows that there's probably a fight when he gets to the 34 Fairview. Now, the best soundbite was the body cam of Karen's second arrest. Karen says, John was pulverized and I had a crack in my taillight.
Right.
Now, how did he get pulverized? Not from a crack in the taillight, but you got the proof there with what happened at the bar. Look what's going on here. You know, it's obvious. And then that lines up with the facts of the neuropathologist and explaining what kind of brain damage he had. That didn't come from a falling back and hitting the back of his head only.
Too many things would have to be perfect for that to happen. You know what I mean? There
was no way it could happen. Physics.
I mean, the dog bites. There's a German Shepherd in the house. I mean, it's just way too much reasonable doubt. And at the end of the day, whether you think she's guilty or not, there's way too much reasonable doubt. And whether you want to say that she's this evil person and you want, whatever, it doesn't matter. My stake on it is this. It's way too much reasonable doubt. Now, I don't know if that's going to get justice for John O'Keefe. That's the minus. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I really feel like Mrs. O'Keefe and the family, what the neuropathologist found.
Hold on one second, Coco. Jeff Williams, let me come at you, right? Because you're in my chat. I let you go wild. See, this is what you got to understand, Jeff. I don't need evidence for reasonable doubt. Do you understand how the system works? Karen Reed is innocent before being proved guilty. She don't need to prove her innocence. They need to prove her guilt. You understand what I'm saying? They need to prove her guilt. They got to prove it. We don't need evidence. All we need is reasonable doubt. There's your evidence. There's way too much reasonable doubt. You got dog bites. You got doctors saying that's not what happened, how we got hit. You got butt dials. You got bar footage of that something could have happened. Reasonable doubt. We don't need fucking evidence. We don't need it. You need evidence. We'll see. Go ahead, Coco. Cece, right?
Crystal, Cece. I talked to you when you had Sean on not long ago, and Sean lost his brother, his father. He's just gone through a hurricane. Okay, and stress gets to you, and then age gets to you too, because sometimes what you're thinking isn't coming out your mouth is exactly how you meant it to be. So I think all this stuff of people getting upset, we're all on the same side. He knows Karen didn't do this. He says that over and over and over again. And so, but I think Turtle Boy probably, couldn't understand why he would say what he said. But we're all human beings. We all make mistakes and we're not all perfect. And that was just a conversation. And I think there's all this drama. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head about the entertainment. So it could be all that.
How about we do this real quick? Let's do this real quick.
What's that?
Cece, I'm going to let you go real quick, okay? And I'm going to drop something. Watch it when I hang up, all right? I'm going to do something.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, people. I usually start my shows, right, like this. Let me do this, people. Hold on 1 second, people. Give me 1 second. Like this. You guys know how this goes, right? You guys know how this goes. Excuse me, I'm just getting set up. Let's see where we stand with Sean. If you had one word to describe Sean, what would it be? One word. One word to describe Sean. Let's go. Let's get this over with. How are we feeling about Sean, people? One word. passionate, dedicated, egotistical. Where's my man at, Kevy Kev? JFK, at the end of the day, Sean's a cop and he'll always be a cop. Exactly. Headstrong. Grieving. True. TB is all about the money. Sean has never been about the money. I see through it too, JFK. TB don't allow chats. He reads off his private messages, never show receipts of all those. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's wrong. Do your thing, TB. You know what I mean? I don't think he's all about the money, you know, but this is what comes with it. There's money on the table. You can't leave. Let's be clear. You can't leave money on the table. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's how this goes on YouTube. So, I mean, what I'm seeing cooked, right? Funny. He's a fat dude. Don't talk to him. Passionate. This is what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, what I see in my chat, I don't see people going crazy on Sean. I see people still got love for Sean. And that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to say, Sean, what's up, man? Your man JFK still got love for you, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the ins and the outs. I know that if a person's a rat and she ratted somebody out, it's never going to be a good look. Because you know how the saying goes, right? If you hang with a rat, then you're a mouse. You know how it goes. But at the end of the day, does that even count on YouTube? And does it count when you're a DEA agent? I mean, does it even count? I don't even know. Like I said, if you're just trying to get content and there's another way about it and you just don't agree with this guy and people feel a certain way, it is what it is. That don't mean that I have to feel that way. There's three sides to every story. I don't know your side. I don't know this other dude's side, TB, Aiden, whatever you want to call him. I really don't care. I know Sean's a cop. I know this dude, Turtle Boy's a journalist that broke the case. It is, right? Everybody.
Call from
Reality.
Reality check. What's going on?
Hey, bro. How are you?
I'm all right. What's going on?
So I want to clear a couple of things up.
Okay.
All right. So the whole thing with Sean and Aiden. When Sean posted about Proctor being fired, he gave it to other people first, and they said no. So Sean went ahead and posted it. And instead of Aiden reaching out to Sean to say, hey, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that happened. My bad. Go ahead.
He's like, okay, he could have reached out to me and said, hey, what's going on? Which
Right.
he should have. And instead of immediately, he went, oh, no. I'm going to go to mainstream media, and I'm going to believe that, and I'm going to believe what the MSP put out. Sean has a contact that told him differently. If Aiden had reached out to him, Sean would have told him. It's no different than Aiden doing an interview with a juror who he's not going to expose, and he's putting out all their answers. There's no difference. No difference at all.
Okay. Hey,
and
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just know I just did, one word for Sean,
absolutely.
and everybody seems okay. Everybody's all right.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, no, those two are not all right. And I've tried to make it right, but it's not going to happen because of one side.
Does it matter though if it's right? I mean, like, who cares?
It doesn't, because all Sean cares about is he keeps stating, I don't have to be friends with the other side, with Aiden.
And what's Aiden saying?
All I know.
He's saying the same thing, right? So it is what it is. They don't like each other.
It is what it is.
Life goes on,
but I'm
right?
tired of, but I'm just tired of people saying that that was Sean's problem, is the fact that nobody reached out to him and said, hey, he's got 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years, and he's got contacts. You could have just reached out and said, hey, is this a legitimate source? And Sean could have said yes.
I mean, listen.
That's where it is.
I hear you. I hear you. I get it. This Proctor situation does change the whole dynamic of the case.
It does not.
No, I'm saying if he's fired, if he's fired, like that's a big thing, right? And like I said, it matters to this world. You know what I mean? And I'm not shitting on this world. I'm in this community. I got nothing but respect for everybody, my audience. I got nothing but love for every single one of y'all. But when you guys click off and log off, you guys go do your thing and I go do my thing. So
absolutely,
it probably just matters, you know, right at that time when you see it, you're like, oh man, that was wrong. Or what if this and what? But then after that, you shut down your computer, you turn your iPhone off, or you watch your favorite TV show, and life goes on. And that's where I'm at.
Absolutely.
Life goes on. It is what it is. It happens.
I appreciate you, brother.
That's it. Peace and love.
Peace and love. You too.
All
Bye.
Right. Life goes on, people. Life goes on. Reality check. Nice. What's up, people? How we feeling out there? I got a little goal that I set up. Let me see if I can set that up again. I don't know if it. Yeah, I think we might be at that mark with that goal. See how that thing's looking. Yeah, we got 4 out of the 50. I mean, I went for 50, you know. I'm shooting for the stars, but got this little goal. I'm trying to make some better content, trying to do stuff different, trying to hit the ground in Boston. I got some killer ideas, and any support will be great.
Call from
Kevy Kev 781.
Kevy Kev 781, Lynn City, the Sin. How we doing? You know how we do it out there in Lynn City, the city of sin. How
That's
we
right.
doing, brother?
You don't come out the way you come in.
Hell yeah, my man. What's up? What you want to talk about, brother? It's your floor.
I'll just tell you, man. I've been following this case since day one, and I mean, I see how people are clashing. But I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how well you know about like Turtle Boy and all his background, and I mean, he likes the drama. I mean, if you look back on his dialogue, I mean, it's all drama. I mean, he would pick people apart. He would get into people's business.
But he doesn't want to do that anymore, though, right? He's not like what I see from him now after he got this break. It's the same thing. It's like, let's parallel it to this. You have guys like, look at Teddy Swims, right? Teddy Swims. Who likes Teddy Swims? Oh, I like Teddy. I know Teddy Swims. Teddy's a good dude. And Teddy started on TikTok, right? He started on fucking TikTok, singing, covering songs. Now he's nominated for the new artist of the year for a Grammy. You see what I'm saying? And once you reach that plateau, you don't want to go back to the demo, back to TikTok. You don't do that. You don't go backwards. So I think Turtle Boy, this case made him, as a journalist. He had to fuck around with the fuckery. He had to do it that way for social media because that's the way the game was at the time. But now he doesn't want to go back to that. That's what I feel. I feel that he's on some serious shit. And you got to respect it.
No, I do respect it because, like you said, I mean, he dove in the deep end right off the rip, and I mean, he did break a lot of his dues. I mean, and it pushed the whole narrative towards, she didn't do this. Which and when you watch that whole first case and you watch how it all unfolded, I mean, the evidence they brought up, I mean, I mean. I believe that she's innocent. I don't believe she hit, John with her car and he did a parallel and spun around, and I don't believe any of that. I mean, I feel as though that I seen in the chat too tonight that, this shit should have went down in that bar parking lot. Some of us forget how, like, the brother that's got the restaurant right next door, he had that back parking lot on lockdown. He wouldn't let nobody park there. He wouldn't let nobody, no extended stays. I mean, he kind of ran that whole back alley. And I believe that all this was supposed to go down back there at that bar. And Jen was trying to get Karen out of there. You know what I'm saying? I think there's more to that bar scene than it was supposed to start at that bar and end at that bar. And it got messy. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let me just take these super chats real quick. Mag in Florida, Dedham, Sergeant Burroughs testified. Tail light was cracked. Stress, cracked, not shattered before towed to camp. Remember that. No other damage. You're right. That's a huge, back to the reasonable doubt. Kelly Carolyn with 2 names. Keep your flow going and keep making your content. Where's James? On a date? I don't know where James is. James, where you at, buddy? Are you out there stealing cars, buddy? You in Lynn with my boy Kevy Kev at the chop shop?
Hey.
Excuse me. Like the banter in your shows. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dedham seen that one. I'm just trying to go through these chats real quick so I don't lose nobody. I know this means a lot, and this means a lot to me too. JFK, you did great with that anonymous call. Love your content, but what about the scientists? Exactly. I mean, that goes without saying, right? We already took that one. Adrian, thanks for that purple. That's perfect. Purple. I feel like I'm in a casino. Look at this. I'm in the fucking casino, dude. Got a 500 chip. Let's go. It's all on 24. Spin that shit, Kevy Kev. One of my favorite parts of your show is how you treat the callers. I appreciate that. True crime always ends up ugly. You're right about that, right? That's so true. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Rose D. That's awesome. I appreciate everybody. Go ahead, Kevy Kev. What else you want to talk about, my man? You know how we do it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, a little bit about you, man. I mean, I've been following you for years, man. I mean,
yes.
And not that if anybody, I know you got maybe a good handful, good bunch of new subscribers, people that have been checking out your content. But I will tell you one thing: you're always out there helping somebody out, man.
I appreciate that.
You're trying to get somebody recognized. You're trying to speak on an issue. You're trying to promote people. Promote yourself. I mean, you've got endless hours into this, JFK, that some people don't understand. I mean, when you reflect on how you treat this content and how you vision it and how you want to put it out there, that's years in the game. That you have to understand that JFK got. He's not looking to get a steak dinner out of this after, you know what I'm saying? I mean, in all reality, you're looking for a little justice. There's some people in the world that have gotten some injustice, and I mean, you can't change that. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
And that's the thing too. Like, it's back to, look, she gets arrested in February, right? She gets arrested. She got a lawyer like Yannetti. She even says it in the Vanity Fair interview. And I said it in one of my videos. If you're on the replay crew, we love you too. And if you want to check out my videos, if you just, discovered me today or you're a new subscriber, check out my Read Between the Lines, Karen Read Between the Lines playlist. 18 videos. I just dropped a new one today, number 18. Check it out. It's pretty cool. I'm at a dope ass. I'm at a dope farm. It's pretty dope. The backdrop where I'm at, I thought it came out pretty sweet. Check that out. And I break down and I make it pretty funky. But the point is, when she got arrested in February, I don't even know how I just said that. But anyway, when that went down, her lawyer was Yannetti, right? And Yannetti, in between that time, was, talked to the DAs. And she even said in the Vanity Fair interview, there was a deal on the table for like 2 years in the House of Correction. And Yannetti with his poetic ways, right? Kevy Kev was like, listen, you're 42 years old at the time. You're 42. If you take 2 years, you'll be out by 45, 3 years, whatever, you'll be out by 40, 44, 45, and this will all be behind you. And, we all know at 42 years old is not 23. So when you're 42, you're like, wow, I'll be home when I'm 45. That's only 36 months from now. It doesn't seem so bad when you're older. When you're 23 and they tell you got to go to jail for 3 years, you think you lost your whole fucking life. Oh my God, 3 years. But when you get to like the 40s, you realize a year ain't nothing. 2 years is nothing. 3 years, because you start respecting time more. So my point is, she never gave in. She's not a criminal. She would have gave in. If she really did this, she would have gave in. The deal would have been way too sweet, but she didn't. Then they indicted her, right?
She would have threw her hands up, took a manslaughter, and then and would have been out. And would have been out. I mean,
and that Yannetti with his poetic ways, he would have been like, Karen, listen.
He would have drew up a nice plea.
He's so good at his poetic ways. He would have been like, listen, I know the judge, I know the DA. You know what I mean? You'll go to the House of Correction. We can choose where you're gonna go. You won't go to Framingham. You won't go to South Bay. Maybe we'll ship you out to Connecticut somewhere. You know what I mean? They make deals. Yeah. The deal would have been way too sweet. She would have been in a minimum security her first 2 months in. She would have been sticking and picking 60 days in. She would have been on the highway.
Definitely. Not even though. She would have been at a low somewhere.
Exactly. So it's like, but she didn't take it. So that says a lot. And that is just common sense. If you ever been in that position and she didn't take it, then they indicted her and said, oh, she swung back and she seen the body and she seen him freezing and she didn't jump out. And then she went to go get Jen and she made up this story and she backed out on purpose. Then they turned it into murder. I mean, how did that even happen? That's a conspiracy, right, Kev?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'll tell you, I mean, I've heard you more than once, kind of like just reaching out there, like saying, hey, speak up. I mean, she's done these 2 interviews. She's done this, the one last year. Now she's doing this one. It's almost like a repeat. Right before the trial, oh wait, this is what her voice sounds like. I mean, she's talking to these people that are cutting up and manipulating what she's saying. They're piecing it all together again. And I mean, to be honest with you, as I don't want to say a spectator, but I mean, my voice, might not be heard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a ton of different platforms. There's a ton of people. There's a ton of ways that all this news is getting broadcasted. But like, if she reached back out and spoke on this a little bit, she might get that answer that she wants. She might get
She never had that viral moment. You know what I mean? She's viral as far as in court TV and, all these other people benefiting off it, so to speak. But she never had that viral moment. If she made a YouTube channel tomorrow and just made a YouTube channel, like it would go crazy. And like, maybe that's the approach you got to take in 2024 going into 2025. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He uses it. Look what he did to get elected. He made sure he went on every podcast. He went everywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe you have to campaign and make new sound bites and react to the news that's coming out, to the clowns like Big Case Mike, to the clown like we just seen Plevlin saying, he's on court TV acting like, exaggerating himself. This guy goes to the bar tonight. Everybody's buying him drinks. You know what I mean? Thinking that he's a superstar. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, the fame, man, is a hell of a drug, isn't it?
They're riding it. I mean, a lot of them are riding it,
Exactly. So maybe she should take that approach. I don't know. Like I said, everybody's going to say, not everybody, but people are going to say, JFK, she can't do that. But look what they're doing. Maybe it's time to change the game plan. And that's always been my take. And dare I say, not that I predicted it, but I said it. I said, listen, there's no way, it's too easy to dress this up to make her look crazy because these sound bites make her look like she might have did it. You know what I mean? Like to the casual juror, But Kev, I'm gonna take this phone call, all right? The next one, and I'm gonna talk to you soon, brother.
Do your thing.
Appreciate you, man. All right, one love, bro.
Call from
Kev, ladies.
Hi, Shanice.
My man Kevy Kev from Lynn, Mass. That's my guy, Kevy Kev. One love, brother. Thank you. Who we talking with tonight?
Oh my God.
You're
Am
on.
I live?
You're live.
Oh, my name's Sinead. I'm calling from Ireland.
Oh, yeah? You really from Ireland?
Well, I'm a Bostonian at heart. I'm an Eastie.
Okay. What you want to talk
East
about?
Boston. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm ringing up. I'm watching your show, and I am totally behind Karen Reid 100%. And I want justice for Officer 3490.
Yep. Indeed.
John O'Keefe.
Yes.
And although I'm in Ireland, I want you to know that with all of this drama that's going on, just call it drama, JFK.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay.
It is full stop at the end of it. Move on, and you do you. Because what else
What
can
you
we
drinking?
do?
What you drinking tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
Water.
Oh, okay.
Agua.
Okay. Nice.
No, I swore over my mother.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I know everybody says that when I ring. Everyone, even Nurse Kim said that. What's she drinking?
Oh, yeah?
When you say you're Irish,
You're not drinking tonight? You're not drinking tonight? You didn't drink tonight?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I swore over my mother.
Okay. Nice. What do you got to say to the beautiful...
And my mother's anniversary is in 11/11.
Oh, really? Coming up, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Coming up. 11/11. Nice.
I know. Do you think I would swear over her life?
Beautiful.
No way.
Right.
But I'd like to say to you, what you're doing here is really, really brilliant. You are doing two sides, one side, two sides, one side, the other side, and trying to get a balance in what is happening all over. For you don't have to do that.
That's right.
All you have to do is be you. And never mind all the BS and the drama. Sean can be Sean, and Aiden can be Aiden, and let them do what they did. Because you know why?
Why?
They were doing it way before we even knew it. Sure, Sean came out and told us all. They were talking way, 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 way back. I'm more worried.
Do you like Sean?
Pardon?
Do you like Sean?
Well, I never met him, yes.
You never met him, you sure?
I've never met him. Of course I've never met him.
Nice.
He's never been to Ireland. So, what am I supposed to say to that?
I don't know.
And if you ask me, do you know Eden? No.
Oh, no, you don't know none of these people. Do you know, have we met, me and you?
I don't know. I know your Facebook from somewhere because I lived in East Bay, but I was more in or oh God, I was all over the joint.
Was you in Orient Heights? Where'd you live in East Boston?
Oh, Jesus!
Oh no, you lived in Orient Heights?
Over my life, I've got a glass here. Orient Heights.
Orient Heights.
You are not going to believe me. I swear over anything. Where is it? Where are you? I brought it home, wrapped up in a towel, and me and my mates in Orient Heights went to a bar, and Kennedy was all over the walls.
Oh, yeah? What bar did you go to in Orient Heights?
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Oh, you went down the
trying
street.
To get the
You went to
glass.
the square. I know where you went. You went across the street. I know, from the train station, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
You got it in one.
Yeah.
And that's where we went. And I was like, oh, Jesus, what's happening here? Because there was no, fiddly day or no this or no that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't ringing about that.
How about the Celtics? Do you like the Celtics? The Boston Celtics?
Do I have to answer that?
I mean, I hope you like the Boston Celtics.
Exactly.
You can't be in East
so
Boston.
So I don't have to answer that because it is
Did they win tonight, buddy?
Let
me see if they won. So free Karen Reed?
You better believe. That's more like it now.
That's what it is. We won by 4 points.
Karen Reed.
Free Karen Reed.
Oh, not only that, justice
for John O'Keefe.
For
Officer
John O'Keefe.
For real. I agree. 100%.
He will not be forgotten in all this mess.
Nope.
And I promise you, I'm here in Ireland. You're in Boston.
No, I'm not in Boston.
And I promise you.
I'm not in Boston right now, but I'm from Boston, yes.
Oh!
I
thought you were in Boston.
No, I'm not in Boston.
But anyway, it's neither here nor there.
I live in Boston, but I'm not in Boston at the moment.
Well, I was East Day. I was in East Boston, Maverick Square there, where the T is.
Yeah.
That's where I lived. But I was a counsellor in East Boston camps.
Oh, yeah?
Loved that. I was a lifeguard. Loved that. Best time of my life.
Did you eat at Belle Isle? Did you ever eat at Belle Isle over there?
Pardon?
Did you ever eat food at Belle Isle?
Oh, no.
You never went to Belle Isle?
Cleo Ryan.
Right there in Winthrop, right?
No. Oh, no. I'll tell you.
Did you go to Winthrop Beach?
I'll keep it quick because I know people want to get through about Karen. Oh, she's getting justice any day now. If Bev gets fucking out of the picture,
what type of donuts? What type of donuts? Santapios. There you go. But what type of donuts do you like? You ever been to Cane's Donuts?
No. Santapios.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about Regina's? You don't like Regina's pizza?
No. No, sirree.
No, hell no. Hell no. You know how.
And I love the city of Boston. Love the city. My favorite is Felmar Hall. Government Center, Belmont Hall. Love it.
Where? Say that again.
Government Center.
Oh, Government Center. Okay, yeah, Government Center. You hung around
Belmont Hall.
Okay. All right, Government. So Faneuil Hall.
I love it at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, it's the best over there.
Any time of the year.
Yeah.
Love it.
No, it is. It's going to get...
But in saying that, I want to give my point here because I've been trying to ring for over an hour.
Well, you're here now.
And us Irish like to speak. And I want to say that justice is coming for you, John. And we'll say our prayers. And justice is coming. Not that there's any just... Do you know what, J.F.K?
What's that?
There's no such thing as justice. Because this handsome Boston PD officer 2490.
2490. Say it again. What is it?
2490.
Say it louder, goddammit. Say it.
2490.
There we go. Can you rap? You know how to rap?
John, okay.
Come on. Do it again. I want it
Don't
louder.
you dare.
No, scream
Don't
that.
you
Scream
dare.
it. Scream it. Scream it loud. I need it loud. No one can hear you.
Officer John O'Keefe.
Nice.
3490.
Nice.
From Ireland.
And there you have it. I had to let her go. She's in it. In it. In it. 2490. Doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether you're drunk, hitting the nips, smoking the weed, popped a couple Clonopins, whatever your fucking vice might be. Or you're at the Encore Casino right now chasing your money. Whatever the fuck you do, I don't care. Just be good to people. She seems like she was all right. She was okay with me. See, I talked to the hot dog vendor. I talked to the bum in the street. We're just all human at the end of the day. Love is love. It just is what it is. Crazy callers, I'll tell you. Hello?
This is J.F.K. and James, dude.
Nah, James ain't here. Who's this?
Yeah, dude, I'm down Marlin Station, dude.
What?
Yeah, I'm down Marlin Station, dude. I got the red jacket on and the white bucket hat, dude. Everybody's taking pictures of me, dude. They said they're gonna send them to
Back
you,
to back.
dude. Yeah, dude. Don't tell them who I am, kid.
I don't know
I got
who you
3
are.
warrants, dude. Child support, dude. My baby's mother, dude. Yeah, she's no fucking good, kid. Yeah.
You need to take care of your kid. What are you doing, man? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, dude. Karen Reed, dude.
What?
She was my girl, dude. She was fine, dude. They used to call her KR from FR, dude. Yeah. Karen Reed from Fall River, dude. She was solid, dude. She used to jump in the hot boxes with us, dude.
Yeah?
She was scared when I used to boost at Macy's, dude. She knew where all the fucking cameras were because she worked there for years down there in Cape Cod, dude. Yeah, dude, but I told her to settle the fuck down, dude. I had to get a couple of jackets, you know what I mean, dude? But she was nice driving, dude. She knew how to drive a 5-speed, dude. I used to steal the Mustangs, dude. Yeah, the GTs with the pony rims, dude. Yeah.
Nah, no way. She stole cars, Karen did? No way, I don't believe that.
Dude, she was my girl, dude.
Really?
I really miss her, dude. If you talk to her, dude, tell her that I love her, dude. She knows who I am, dude. Yeah, dude. R.I.P. John O'Keefe, dude. The poor fucking prick, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude, what they did to him, dude. You didn't do it, dude. You wouldn't hurt a fly, dude.
You sure,
Yeah,
man?
dude, trust me. Yeah.
I mean, definitely, she didn't do it. Who did it, though, man? You still love her, Karen? You there? Hello?
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to take care of my kids, dude, but it's hard, dude. They got me in the rears. I owe like $100,000, dude.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude, the courts want to lock me up, dude. I got 3 warrants. They took my license. I'm just trying to become a recovery coach, kid.
A recovery
dude,
coach?
I'm sober, dude. All I do is take my clonopins, dude. Yeah, no, and then the Suboxones, dude. But I'm all right, though. You know what I mean, kid? Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call that sobriety, man, doing all that shit, bro. That's, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
You coming at me, dude?
What?
Not everybody's like you, J.F.K, dude. I can't go to the fucking gym, dude. I got a bad hip, dude. I'm trying to do the right thing. Don't judge me, dude.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, bro, you should maybe try a different route. You know what I mean? Like, doing all them drugs ain't good. What about your
I
kids?
think Karen should come out, though. I think she should do a video and tell everybody to watch that waterfall video, cat.
Me too.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. They beat the fuck out of him, dude. The dude Higgins, dude, he was gonna put it on him right when he seen him, dude. James is right, dude. It was on sight, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
They were just gonna fight right when they seen each other, though. Yeah, the big dude, Bad Brian A, though. He's no fucking good. He used to be down there in Fenton Street, though.
Yeah?
He used to arrest everybody, show up to the probation surrenders, dude, and smoke everybody. He's no fucking good, dude. Trust me, gang. Yeah.
So you know Big Bad Brian A out in Dorchester? When you was running around out there? You from there? Where you from?
Dude, she should make the video, dude. She should come up there with you and James, dude. JFK, dude, with Karen Reed and James, dude. KR from FR, dude. Yeah.
KR from FR. What? KR from FR? Fall River? Is that what you mean?
All right, dude. I gotta go get my fucking haircut, dude.
What?
Yeah, my Dominican connect, dude. He takes haircuts late night, 10 o'clock, dude. I'm gonna get a nice fade, dude.
What time is it?
You should see my beard, dude. Look at my beard, dude. It's beautiful, dude. I got it all shaped up, dude. I'm feeling real good, dude. I'll talk to you guys later, dude.
All right, man.
All
Peace.
right, dude. Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. That's crazy. Woo! What is going on, man? We got the Ireland chick, and we got the guy from Malden Station, man, with the bucket hat and the red coat. If anybody sees him down Malden Station, he's got a red jacket on and a white bucket hat. Take a picture and send it to me, man, for real. This is crazy, man. I can't make this shit up. Well, listen, my people, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. I really do. You have no idea how much I appreciate your time. I know, it's not easy out there. Life gets hard sometimes. Check out my playlist, Read Between the Lines. 18 videos when I first came into this game, talking about Karen. Make sure you check it out. Subscribe. This is part of the video.
And before you leave, remember, join my live stream. Subscribe today. We do lives 3-4 times a week, and you'll get all the information you need. Karen Reed, free Karen Reed, at Karen Reed. Peace and love.
Again. Look at this scene, though, huh? This is crazy. Hit us with snake bitten, JFK. Will do. Will do. I appreciate that. Got crazy people calling in. I'm not taking no more phone calls. That's it. Let me find that snake bitten joint. Let me see where that is. Snake bitten. Where's that at? I got a song right here. Check out this song. Let me see which one this is.
On and on. Back in the days when I was younger.
Check this out.
Turn me up in the headphones. Summertime vibes, you know what I mean? He put it on my mama. Where's my ladies at? On my mother's at, you know what I mean? Yeah. State to state, worldwide. Listen, we pilot through the struggle.
above and beyond. It's a long fall from pride. What you standing on goes in plain sight. Get your landing strong. He fucked up to play because he ran it wrong. Underbelly of Boston, filled with racist rats. The sneak gets away, but it often traces back. They digging up the bodies, got DNA to match. Feds listening to your boss, he got life for rap. Damn. Seems the greed indeed, it was trolling you. Court closed wrinkle, they smelling like mildew. Old Spice in the air, old law holding you. It's in God's hands with a creed overview. Too many suckers pulling, not enough pushing. Feeling like Guru, driving Boston to Brooklyn. God's working overtime, devil is cooking. God shot twice, survived.
All my mothers in the chat. All my mothers in the chat. All my mothers in the chat. This one's for you.
But the cancer took him. Damn. Back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home. He put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna shine every summer. Back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home. He put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna shine every summer. Come on.
Daddy wasn't around, mama held it down. How'd you raise us on your own and never let us see you frown? Superwoman, you a superhero in my eyes. Seen you sacrifice it all to make sure we had better lives. You an angel like you came down from the skies. You came down from the skies. That's on God, on God, on God. That's on God, on God.
And to all the ladies having babies on their own, I know it's kinda rough and you're feeling all alone. Feds picked up the case so far away from home. Try to stay focused, don't let your mind roam. It gets real, all the miles and abuse. We really in pain, you know we just smile through. I grew up a good kid, got with a wild crew. Facing the truth, in denial, paying dues. And Dad never knew what he belonged to. A wild juvenile, grew up in reform school. All the trauma, what I write this song to. Make this song cry, but I'm a strong dude. I 129 with a brand new rag. I'm a dad myself, Papa got a brand new bag. Break the cycle, it's like I'm not even mad. You put it on my mama, I left it on a track. Back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home, he put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna shine every summer. Back in the days when I was younger, Dad was never home, he put it on my mama. I was just a baby when I seen all the trauma. But on God, we gonna shine every summer.
Peace and love to all my mothers out there. I know it's kind of hard and you're feeling all alone. Nothing but love and respect to everybody. All my people in the super chats. If I missed anybody, let me get to it. $9.99. Hit the star real quick. Did I miss one? I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, I think I don't want to miss nobody. Don't want to miss nobody. Love your view of life and people. I appreciate that. Let's talk about it. Why did Beg Baron not come out the house? You already know. Hey, Corrupt with a $5 super sticker. Listen, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We did it for 2.5 hours. We had fun. We talked about it. I'm going to be back, and I'm going to get James Jackson. He's going to come back with me. You already know. And with that being said, it's the first of the month. Peace.
Wake up, it's the first of the month. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button before you leave. Remember, join my live stream. Subscribe today. We do lives 3-4 times a week, and you'll get all the information you need. Karen Reed, free Karen Reed, at Karen Reed. Peace and love. Can we all agree that this case?
Read between the lines. Why? I know you feeling hurt, your mind flipped. That was a moment in time, can't rewind it. I seen your call, can't talk, declined it. Said I was sorry, liquor had me blinded. I know about your issues, you're not feeling well. What you going through, girl, is a living hell. Sometimes I bug out, I just flip and yell. Just come out tonight, we can sip and chill. I know about that night at the Pats game. You was real comfortable, and that's lame. When I bring it up, you act strange. That's okay, I ain't saying no names. Glad you pulled up though, we can take your legs. I told you before, that girl, see, that's my ex. You gotta chill, can't believe what you read in text. It's me and you right now, don't be complex. Now it's fine food, proper pints. Storm coming through after 2, lots of white. We gonna be snowed in, so let's start the fights. I know you wanna talk, girl, but not tonight. Got a text by C, he at the other spot. He there with his brother in that other cop. JM over there too, she just a soccer mom. Let's head over there, see what they talking about.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling so erased. When he sent you that text, seen the fear in your face. Then he texted me too, then you drove away. Don't chase waterfalls, read between lines. Keep a fair view, protect your mind all times. Call 911, officer down. Don't make a sound, there's an officer in the house. All I can feel is my phone vibrate. Wish you was here, not sitting at my place. Who let the dogs out? Someone closed the gate. It's cold where the broken face, please Lord, not today. Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling away. When he sent you that text, seen the fear in your face. Then he texted me too, coming here, then you drove away.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
From the rip, from the jump, from the start.
Certainly, it's not consistent with getting hit by the car. I mean, you can't deny the science and the physics as to what would have happened if he was struck by the vehicle.
In the streets, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. So they see my pain, so they name drop, dry snitch. Fucked in the game, the glam and the glitz. What's the price on fame? This crazy life of ours. Yeah.
I'm running through the alley and in the alley. Hop at the second of sundown, no front from January on down to December. I'm loving the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, it's wake up, wake up. Get up, cash your checks again.
prosecution, and it's a persecution of Karen Reed. And we remain hopeful.